9 games he started.
Yeah, making his 26th start for the Mets here tonight at Shea, trying to get it back on track.
Popped up by Tony Womack, the veteran shortstop, and a catch made by the young shortstop, Jose Reyes, as we give you a look at the starting lineup of the Colorado Rockies, brought to you by your Tri-State Quality Ford dealers. Ronnie Belliard is next. Todd Helton has 26 home runs. Preston Wilson, 30. Larry Walker hitting .290 right now. Jay Payton is in left tonight. Charles Johnson does the catching. Shawn Chacon, the pitcher, and batting out of the number 9 spot against Jay So. Now, over that 9-game losing skid for the Mets, where So has started every single of those, he is 0-6 with a 7.14 earned run average. So it's not as if he's been unlucky. Although in his last start against Arizona, he did pitch very, very well. Ronnie Belliard in the batter's box. He's a .287 hitter with 3 home runs. And So is hoping to have as much success tonight as Tom Glavine did when Colorado had men on base and men in scoring position, because the Mets won the game 5-0 and left 10 men stranded. And in fact, they were 0 for 9 in the game with runners in scoring position. Helton up next. They have Helton, Wilson, and Walker hitting 3, 4, and 5. So they can scare the heck out of a pitcher that's down and away for a ball.
Well, if you look at numbers, David, there's no question that the numbers of these Colorado Rockies are very, very impressive. Preston Wilson probably right up there amongst the best in the National League if you're just going to look at numbers. A great all-around athlete. Great power. He has really found himself in Colorado.
Reyes deep in the hole, throwing off balance and not going to get it. It'll be a hit for Ronnie Belliard. Wonderful effort there by Jose Reyes. Gave it everything he possibly could.
You know, one of the interesting things here at Shea Stadium, before that start even began to develop, the ball hit the deep short. The crowd here at Shea began to start making noise about that kind of play that might have been made. And this guy is so exciting, talking about Reyes at shortstop, that these people at Shea Stadium say he may make this play, and he almost made it. It's an infield single. But I mean, he has that kind of electricity, not only offensively, which he has proven over the last 3 weeks or so, but certainly defensively and on the bases as well.
Well, he said in 14 consecutive games coming into tonight, talking about Reyes. Here's Todd Helton, checking in at .352 with 26 home runs. Ronnie Belliard, the runner at first base as we get started. 1 down. Colorado trying to grab a rare victory on the road. And we talked about it during the open. As Helton pops that one up down the line. Wigginton giving chase. A long run, and it's going to drop foul. And he collides a bit with Cliff Floyd down there. I think Ty Wigginton has his running in for the week. big grin there.
Well, right on cue, Mr. Helton giving us a chance to do the defense. Brought to you by Hyundai. In the outfield for the Mets, Cliff Floyd, Timo Perez, and Roger Cedeno over in right. Wigginton, Reyes on the left side. Joe Mack at second base. Jason Phillips becoming a fixture over there at first base. And big number 31, Mike Piazza, back behind home plate. Look at that last play. That's kind of no man's land. I think the ball is fair. Nobody's going to get to it. Probably the best chance is Jose Reyes. And it's almost one of those that you're glad that nobody got to, because you might have a 3 camel pileup down there. Somebody very easily could have gotten hurt.
Now you saw Ty Wigginton there signaling to Cliff Floyd to move a couple of more steps closer to the line out there in left field. Helton's a guy who can spray the ball all over the ballpark. He gets a lot of doubles down the left field line, and they're working him away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Preston Wilson up next. Colorado's skidding right now, and at the wrong time for them, if in fact they are a wild card candidate, and that's debatable, but they've lost 5 of their last 6 games, and they just cannot win away from home to save their lives. The worst road record in the National League at 20-44. Now at home they're 41-19.
Well, that's like a mirror image. The two. They just reversed the numbers. Unfortunately, you made a great point today. We were talking coming out here to work about if they played 500 on the road.
If they played 500 on the road, they would have as many wins as the San Francisco Giants right now. They'd have 73 wins.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's what every good team seeks to do. You win 2 out of 3 on average at home. You split on the road if you're going to make the playoffs. And Clint Hurdle hasn't been able to find out the answer.
And they're nowhere close.
No, sir. Only the first place Braves and the Giants have a better home record than Todd Helton's Rockies. Swing, rack foul very quickly off to the right. He pulled it toward those cameras. 1-2. Your local Jeep dealers bring our Spanish viewers the chance to enjoy tonight's telecast in Espanol. It is Hispanic Heritage Night here at Shea Stadium. And for Tom Seaver, who has been dancing ever since we got to the ballpark tonight. Juan and Billy working away in the booth. That one chopped toward the hole and through for a base hit. A single for Todd Helton. He goes the other way. Look at Belliard. He's heading into third. He's there sliding in and walking into second. Todd Helton.
Well, it's an aggressive play by the Colorado Rockies and a bad play by the New York Mets to allow the runner to get to second base. Good aggressive base running by Belliard and by Helton as well. And if Clint Hurdle is trying to get his club to do anything, maybe it's hustle and let's take some chances and play aggressive baseball on the road. And they start off right here. Let's see if did he have a, yes, he was going the entire way. One bit of hesitation and I'm gone. You're going to make you throw me out. If I can run, you're going to throw me out. Look at Helton. He sees the play developing in front of him. Boom, I'll take the extra base as well. So instead of now a double play potentially taking you out of the inning, you have 2 runners in scoring position. So a big mental mistake right there by the Mets. And a good aggressive play by the Colorado Rockies. And look who's up.
Preston Wilson at .298, 30 homers and a major league best, 114 runs batted in. Last night, the Rockies were 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. It doesn't happen all that much with Preston Wilson. He swings right through the first pitch for strike 1. There's a 78-mile-an-hour changeup to get by.
Well, as some of the old-timers would say, changeup from what? And Wilson out in front of the changeup has not even seen the fastball. Look at the look that he gave Jay So. First pitch, changeup.
Down low for a ball, and the count 1-1, 1 out, and 2 on at second and third.
Old-timers would say that. You throw a first pitch. When you're a youngster coming along, you're trying to learn, throw a changeup, and they take you aside to Don Cardwell's and the Race of Decades, and they'd go, change up from what?
Yeah.
Hitter hasn't seen the other side of it yet. The changeup is supposed to be a surprise pitch. If there's anything about Preston Wilson, and if you're a pitcher, there are certain people in a lineup that you do try to strike out. Now, Jay So is not necessarily a strikeout pitcher. That ball out of the strike zone. It was low and away both, just off the plate away. But very susceptible to the strikeout.
Yep, 111 times this year.
The other side of the sword, big time home runs, big time RBIs. Don't make a mistake.
Look what he's done against the Mets in 63 career games. The former Met farmhand has hit 20 big flies.
That's the most he has against anybody in the National League, any other team.
So facing a mini crisis right away. And he ran it down and in, 2-2. Preston Wilson traded by the Mets on May 22nd, 1998 for Mike Piazza. He was at AAA Norfolk at the time. He went to the Florida Marlins. 2 men in scoring position. He became an everyday player in 1999 and established his power reputation, hitting 26 home runs. He would not chase it. Boy, that's a pitch a couple of years ago. He's already headed back to the dugout. He's already struck out. Not this time.
I remember the pitch before, way inside to set up this pitch, and clearly off the plate outside. Then McClellan makes the right call, and I think you're very much of what you say is correct, David. A couple of years ago, that's strike 3, ring him up.
Not that he won't strike out a ton, but that's a pitch he would have chased. Here's the 3-2 on the infield. That's going to bring in a run. McEwing on to first base and in to score Ronnie Belliard to make it 1-0 Colorado.
Now that's a different Preston Wilson right there. Instead of striking out, put the ball in play. The defense is going to give you, that's good hitting right there. You say, well, yeah, but he grounded out. You know what he didn't do? He did not strike out and leave the runners at second and third. Just put it in play. He didn't have a pitch that you could drive, hit out of the ballpark. There was a point in time in Preston Wilson's life that he would be greedy, say, I'm going to go for the 3-run home run or nothing. And part of being a team player is if you're in that situation where you've got 2 strikes, put the ball in play in the middle of the diamond on the ground, get the runner in from third base, get one. You've got to get one on the board. That's a different swing from Preston Wilson. That's a different ball player in this uniform than he was in Florida.
True enough. 115 RBIs for him now. Here's Larry Walker with a man at third as Helton moved up 90 feet. Nobody is going to outwork Preston Wilson. Not in the tape room, not in the batting cage, not at the batting tee. Tremendous work ethic. Larry Walker 290. A 7-time Gold Glover, and he's approaching 400 home runs and 2,000 hits now at the age of 36. Jay Payton will follow him. Walker won the MVP in the National League in 1997. And since that season, he's put up some incredible years. Tried to check, but it's in there for a strike anyway, and it's 2-2. So with a good fastball.
Take a look at it again. They're working inside. Did the ball come back to the inside corner? Good movement by So. Wow. Just by a feather. Didn't catch that inside corner, according to McClellan.
Helton with a walking lead. Check swing foul, as Walker didn't mean to get the bat in the way. Still 2-2. Walker, since winning the most valuable player in '97, and including the '97 season, he's hit .366, .363, .379, .309, .350, and .338. Fouls that one off. There's no denying he's helped by Coors Field. Every good hitter is helped tremendously by Coors Field. But Larry Walker has also done it on the road at well over 300 as a Colorado Rocky. 2-2, down and in. Oh, no, he went. He is going to go. Strike 3. Larry Walker strikes out. 1 run in for Colorado. They take the lead 1-0.
This fall on the WB, these siblings are living on their own.
Do you have any idea what this is going to do for my social life? I'm going to have one!
The new comedy Run of the House. Thursdays this fall, only on the WB11.
Come see the Mets take on the Phillies on Saturday, August 30th. Be one of the first 12,000 kids 12 and under to come out to the 7:10 p.m. game and receive a free Mets sports bag, courtesy of Lincoln Mercury. You won't want to miss this great item. For tickets, stop by Shea Stadium or Keyspan Park. Visit a Mets clubhouse shop, log on to Mets.com, or call 718-507-TIXX.
Colorado with a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the top of the order for the Mets has Roger Cedeno in the batter's box. It'll be Reyes and Piazza against the right-hander Shawn Chacon. His first offering is down low for ball 1. Chacon coming in 11-7, an ERA of 4.11. And you know what? He was one of the most dominating pitchers in the National League before the All-Star break. He won a club record 11 times in the first half. But Tom, he has not won since the All-Star break.
Well, some pretty impressive numbers when you look at him. I mean, innings pitched to hit ratio, etc.
Stoked into the alley by Cedeno, and he's off and running for an extra base hit. That one's up against the fence. Played by Wilson. Cedeno takes a look over at McElante, pulls up at second with the double. So Roger Cedeno tonight, celebrating his 29th birthday, has a 2-base hit right out of the box for the Mets.
High fastball right upstairs, nothing on it. Just a little bit of movement away at the end. Bad pitch by Chacon right there, and drilled by Roger Cedeno into that alley in right field. How about right center field? And pick up the third base coach. There's really no reason to do that. That play is right in front of you, and you should know the arms of the outfielders. And that's not a play that you need to pick up that third base coach on. You know whether you can make it or not.
So here's the red-hot Jose Reyes, the shortstop, with a 14-game hitting streak. He was 2 for 4 last night. Had himself another multi-hit game. And during the life of the batting streak, he's hitting .407, overall at .304. Big hop, Belliard took a look at the runner, now on to first to retire Reyes. Cedeno safely into third base. That one was scalded. Reyes hitting it on a line on one bounce to Belliard.
Well, at a minimum in this position, pretty good pitch right there by Chacon. You want to get the runner to third base with less than 2 outs for Mike Piazza, the cleanup hitter. That's exactly what happens. Hit the ball on the ground, and Cedeno can take off and easily to third base.
So 1 down for Mike Piazza. Batting .342 with 8 home runs. Mike 1 for 4 last night. His second game back to the lineup. Tried to check, and he did for ball 1. 5 RBIs on Wednesday for Piazza. And facing a ball club tonight he has always hit well against. .353 in his career against Colorado. Got a breaking ball and fought it off. It's 1-1. And the starting lineup, the rest of it for the Mets, brought to you by your Tri-State Quality Ford dealers. Cliff Floyd will hit next. Jason Phillips, number 5. Timo Perez in the 6-hole. Then Ty Wigginton, Joe McEwing, and Jae-Young So against Chacon. Up the middle. It glanced off the hill. Into center. Belliard will put it in his back pocket. That's an RBI for Piazza. Cedeno charging in, and it's tied at 1. So another hit against Colorado for Mike Piazza.
We talked about the situational hitting of Preston Wilson in the first inning. And how about this? Mike Piazza doing the same thing. I just get the ball in the ground, up the middle. I'm going to get a run. If I can get it by the pitcher, I'm going to get a run. Hitters should not necessarily go up there and say, oh, I'm going to hit home run here. I'm going home run here. Get the runner in. Good situational hitting by Piazza right there. Got a tie ball game.
Cliff Floyd takes over the shoe tops for ball 1, and you mentioned it at the time it occurred. Also very good situational hitting by the youngster Reyes to get Cedeno down to third base and allow Piazza to put that ball in play and grab the RBI to tie it. Those are things you were not seeing the Mets doing in April, May, and June.
It's one of the old cliches. It is so very true in the game of baseball. Get him over, get him in. And that's exactly what the Mets did here. They got man on second base. Now the man, number 2 hitter in the lineup, his job to get him to third. The next hitter, get him in. Get him over and get him in. That's at minimum. You can get a ball through the infield, fine. You keep that rally alive. But you definitely, if you get a man at second base, get him to third with 1 at-bat and get him home with the next at a minimum. Executed nicely by both ball clubs here.
Floyd hitting .278 in the last days of his season, and he takes outside for ball 4. He'll be playing out this series against the Rockies, which ends on Monday. He'll have surgery at the end of the month.
Take a look at the defense for the Colorado Rockies, brought to you by Hyundai. In the outfield, Jay Payton, Preston Wilson, and Larry Walker in the outfield. Very strong out there. Garrett Atkins at third, Tony Womack at shortstop. Ronnie Belliard at second, Todd Hilton at first, and Charles Johnson, the veteran behind home plate.
Shawn Chacon looking to benefit from that defense. The 25-year-old stands 6'3", 212 pounds, and in a little bit of trouble here. With 1 down, Phillips the batter. Runners at first and second, and a run in. Chasing at .323, 9 home runs. Belted 1 here last night, driving in 2 runs, and he takes ball 1. Now Chacon, since the All-Star break, he's been a different pitcher than he was in the first half. 0-4 with an ERA of .472 in the second half. You go back to June 23rd, Tom, he was 11-3. He also has had a stint on the disabled list, but that does not explain everything. Bob Apodaca, his pitching coach, and Clint Hurdle, his manager, trying to get him back to the way he was the first few months of the season. And if not for the injury and his stay on the disabled list, he would have gone to the All-Star game. He has not looked like an All-Star since the break. He's fallen behind, and here's the 2-0 pitch. That fastball pumped right through there, 2-1.
And that's a pitch right there where you can't make a living. That's a high sinker. You saw the high sinker to Cedeno. He hit it for a double in right center. That's a high sinker right there to Phillips. And Phillips is a high fastball hitter. And if he could have that back, he'd probably pay enough money to let Chacon retire. And then that ball is right there in Jason Phillips' wheelhouse. Well, he was 2-0 to Phillips, 3-1 to Phillips. And you're talking about getting behind. Those are things that you'd have to go deep in the scouting reports to find out. But you can bet Chacon has been a lot of 3-1, 2-0 counts.
3-1 here. Bounces right by everybody for ball 4. And that's going to load up the bases. So a chance right away for the Mets to shake up Chacon and the Rockies. A Met at every base, and Timo Perez will be the batter. And here comes Apodaca, the former Met.
Rob Apodaca worked for Bobby Valentine for many years. He was the pitching coach here for the Metropolitans. And it's a work in progress right now. Yeah, we got 162 games this season, and you can't rest on your laurels of 11-3 in the first half. Is essentially what he's been trying to get across to Chacon.
Well, he and Chacon have a very strong bond. They worked extensively together at Tucson this past spring training on mechanics and a lot of specialized drills. And Apodaca will tell you that Shawn Chacon was his best student and his quickest learner as far as his techniques were concerned. But it's coming undone here in the second half. He needs to go back to school maybe.
Well, what happens in the 3-2 pitch that he threw to Jason Phillips, and he threw a 55-footer, and confidence is an issue. I mean, 3-2 and he's behind. He knows he is in the hole, and almost very timid, didn't want to throw a strike. So much so he threw the ball in the dirt. Don't know him, have met him, but a read of body language and what happens to a pitcher in certain situations. There's 2 pitches. He has no intention of throwing the ball in the strike zone. He has no confidence now, seemingly to me. It's like he's pushed that last changeup. He just absolutely pushed it. And it's almost like he's afraid of the strike zone. That's the number one thing you can't be. It's a challenge the strike zone if you want to get hitters out.
Fly ball center field. Preston Wilson backing up now. He'll make the catch. And Mike Piazza comes in to score. So Timo Perez sent that one deep enough. Cliff Floyd advancing to third base, and the Mets have taken a 2-1 lead against Chacon. And again, good situational hitting. Obviously, Timo Perez wants more than 1 RBI there, but he gets the job done.
Well, it's a 2-0 fastball right down the middle. He's a low fastball hitter. Didn't try to overswing. Put the ball in play. Get it in the air in the outfield. Didn't try to pull it. Actually, it was not a bad 2-0 pitch by Chacon. And Wilson back into second base to keep Phillips over there at first.
Here's Ty Wigginton. He checks in at 271 with 8 homers. 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs last night in the Mets' 5-0 win. Runners at first and third with 2 out. Swinging a high fly ball lifted into left. Payton backing up with room. And he's got it. That retires the side. 2 men left, but also 2 runs in. Mike Piazza back. He drives in another run with that single up the middle to plate Cedeno. It's 2-1, the Mets. Top half of the second inning coming up. The Mets have taken a 2-1 lead over the Colorado Rockies. And time for the quote book, brought to you by Newsday. It's Mike Piazza on the blackout. He said, "It was like the old days when I was a kid. My mother always said there's no breeze in the city. Hot, sticky. No breeze in the city.
Hot town, summer in the city. Back of my neck getting dirty."
Really,
you know I was going there
need
too,
to
didn't
go
you?
there, do we, Tom?
You didn't want me to
do
go
we
there, did you?
really need to be
That's
singing?
not the second career. Is that what you're telling me?
That's Sly and the Family Stone. Who was it? No, that was who was that? It was John Sebastian, right?
Can't tell you.
Yeah. You're singing it, but you have no idea what you're singing. Payton scalds a line drive over Reyes' glove into the alley. Takes a big turn. He's heading into second. Here's the throw, the tag, and he is going to be safe. It popped right out of the glove. Ted Barrett was just about ready to ring up Jay Payton. He was dead to rights, trying to stretch 1 into 2, but it popped out of the glove on the tag.
Well, first pitch fastball right out over the plate. Jay Payton hits it right on the line, right on the button. And again, another example of very aggressive base running by the Rockies. Good play by Timo Perez, clearly out. That should be rated as an error. He's getting ready to punch him out. It was exactly right. Look at Jay Payton, didn't hesitate at all.
No, that's why it'll be a double. He never hesitates.
Umpire Barrett, you're right. Ready to ring him up.
Yeah, he was dead.
Yep.
That's a terrific play by Timo Perez. With his momentum carrying him into left field, he cuts it off in front of Floyd. Off balance, he threw a one-hop dart into second base. And should have had him. Garrett Atkins swings an inside-out cut to get that runner over. So covers the bag for the out. Some good hitting there by Atkins. And you were telling me about this guy before the game and what a terrific player he was at UCLA. That kid can hit.
Well, situational hitting, we've seen it again. Clint Hurdle got his ball club functioning well on the road here. They may not win well, but in this very often, but in these first 2 innings, they have done a good job at doing what they're supposed to do at the plate.
Atkins, the first time ever 3-time UCLA All-American.
I don't think I ever mentioned that about somebody from UCLA. I think you threw that out there just as a conduit to get this, the burr underneath my saddle there, Mr. O'Brien.
I had no idea that bothered you so much.
No, it doesn't. Not one iota, no.
Mentions of successful Bruins on this broadcast. I had no idea it rubbed you the wrong way.
And how are you getting back to the city tonight?
So I'm walking again.
You walk.
Just like we walked back on Thursday night. The 7 train's running. That's right. I might just get myself a ride after all.
Was that an experience the other night?
Oh, that was amazing. Just amazing. You and I walking across the 59th Street Bridge, and we were not alone.
Well, it was about 50-1 of the people coming out of the city as opposed to going in. It was quite a sight.
What a sea of
amazing sight.
Oh, we live in interesting times, don't we?
We win our neckties and our sport coats.
We drew a few glances.
Yes, we did.
Hauling our briefcases across the 59th Street, walking across it. Yeah, that was a sight. Well, we're all back to normal, we hope, and everyone's doing fine. Charles Johnson hitting .234, as normal as you and I get anyway. The man at third is Jay Payton, 1 down.
We will be back to normal as soon as we have hot water in the hotel room. Okay?
That is the one thing we're missing.
That's the one thing we're missing. That is the one piece of the equation.
Yeah.
Because you didn't smell so good in that car coming out here today, big boy. And I got it out there before you did.
You know, I kept my manners. I didn't mention anything about your particular odor. Fastball outside, and the crowd wanted the strike. So did Jay So. It goes CJ's way.
Jay So, very good control, and he's been right on the edges, but just looked like it was just off the outside. Yep, and it was. Good eye, good call, good reception by Piazza.
Charles Johnson 0 for 3 last night. Usually does not fare well against the Mets. 3-2 pitch put in play. Runner trying to score. Wigginton scoops, and now they have Payton in a rundown. Piazza back to Wigginton. So waiting. Wigginton tags him out. The runner at first base, Charles Johnson. They'll go no further than that. Nice job in a rundown by the New York Mets defensively, and there are 2 gone.
Now you can score it 2-5 to 5-2-5. And Jay Payton off of the crack of the bat. That's the play put on by the third base coach, Sandy Alomar. And you got to go. That is all preset by the manager and flashed to the coach. So it is Wigginton to Piazza. And back to Wigginton. He ran Payton down, and the runner Charles Johnson, first base running mistake, did not end up on second base.
Put in play by Chacon, but a soft dribbler to Wigginton, and that'll be the inning. An inning that started with a Jay Payton hustle double, but So does not give in. It's 2-1 the Mets. Hey, soccer fans, don't miss the international soccer action on Wednesday, August 20th, right here at Shea. Come see the Colombia national soccer team battle the team from Slovakia at 8:30. Tickets are available right now at Shea Stadium's advanced ticket window. That's located between gates D and E, or online at www.tickets. Don't forget that extra W, Tom. Or by calling 718-507-TIXX.
That's the W you were looking for in the win column from the Mets today. You couldn't believe it, could you?
It would be 4 straight. It would be the first time the Mets have won 4 in a row this year. By the way, it was not Sly and the Family Stone. It was the Love and Spoonful you were trying to sing. Trying.
You did not come up with that on your own. You had help from the crowd.
I did
not.
You
did not pull that out of your hat.
I, believe it or not, I thought long and hard about it. I am a little perturbed that you're singing songs that you don't know who sang them to begin with. That's a little troubling. But you're in good voice. And here's Joe McEwing. The Mets with a 2-1 lead over Colorado. Nice to have you with us tonight. Tom Seaver and Dave O'Brien from Shea. Joe hitting .249 with a home run. He had a whale of an at bat here last night. He fouled off the first 6 pitches in his 7th inning at bat against Aaron Cook. This is the kind of stat you get around this time of the year. Overall, McEwing has fouled off 21.5% of the pitches he has seen. Tom, you were dying to know it, but it's the 3rd highest percentage among National League players. What does that mean?
Well, you know, where it rates, it doesn't really make any difference. But one of the things that teammates will appreciate are long at bats. Making that pitcher throw a lot of pitches to either get you out or retire you or get on base. And that, forget the percentage of the number or whatever. But when you start talking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pitch at bats, that's a big deal for teammates. That's known as a great at. You may make it out. It's a great at bat. You're making him work. Make it easier for the next hitter.
Yeah, I knew you'd come up with a spin on it.
It's a good one. It is.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely true.
3-1 pitch.
It's like a Mike Piazza. If Jose Reyes goes up here tonight, we'll watch it as we go along. Now, if he has like a 8, 9, 10 pitch at bat, watch what Piazza does he's the next hitter, hitting behind him.
He fouls off a 3-2 pitch. So there's 6.
And Joe Mack's been, he's been in the number 8 position most of the time that he has played. And the threat of helping Jay So with his stick is minimal at best. Let's put it that way. Let's be it's
a one-way street.
Courteous as nice as we can. But he helps his club. Now, the other way he helps his ball club is bingo with nobody out. You get to utilize the number 9 spot. And it's a great at-bat. You made the pitcher work. You made him throw pitches. And he did not retire the number 8 hitter. One of the most important outs in any ball game, the number 8 hitter in front of the pitcher. Now, all of a sudden, if you've got a pitcher who can bunt, at all, you get a runner scoring position for the top of the lineup. It's one of the basic parts of the game. That's why he has had so much trouble in the second half of the season.
And seems to be having a lot of trouble throwing strikes, as Charles Johnson had to go lunging after that pitch for ball 1.
And it's not just not throwing strikes. A lot of the pitches are missed by a mile.
Yeah.
They miss absolutely by a mile.
I know you're assuming automatically that this is going to be a bunt, but why would Jay So need a verbal cue from Matt Galante?
Matt may have called him down there. When he saw how hard Todd Helton charged at first base, he may have talking about Matt Galante, may have gotten a sign from Art Howe on the bench. So go talk to him, tell him exactly what to do. Ignore it. If he charges that hard, swing away.
Rolls it toward first base, picked up in fair territory. And so he is tagged out down to second base, moves Joe McEwing. I thought Helton for sure would let that thing roll foul, but he decided with his quick reactions to get the out right there.
I did right, David. I think he wanted to let it roll foul, but he was so aggressive charging the ball. If he lets it go now, the ball goes by him. And then he might be in real trouble.
So never even dropped the bat.
No. He thought it was going to be foul as well, and I think Helton certainly wanted to let the ball go foul.
So It is a successful sacrifice. And here's the birthday boy Cedeno, who has doubled and scored.
Was that intended?
You think him picking it up there?
No. So it was a successful sacrifice.
Oh, yeah. Of course. I'm rolling them together, man. I'm glad you're on your toes there, Hall of Famer. You may be the only one.
Well done. I like that. That was well done.
Inside and low on Cedeno. Jose Reyes up next.
So be it, I guess. Huh?
Keep this going.
Let's not get started on this.
So I'll roll a few more in on the road back to Manhattan tonight.
As they say, you reap what you sow.
Fouled out of play by Cedeno. Roger 0 for 4 last night, but 1 for 1 tonight. Drilling a Chacon pitch into the gap. Mike Piazza giving some sliding lessons. I hope that's what that is. A 2-1 pitch. Cedeno would not chase. One thing we have not seen a lot of from Chacon so far tonight is the curveball. He's thrown a lot more changeups, but the curveball and his ability to throw it, especially very successfully at altitude last year, got a lot of attention in his excellent first half. The fastball down and in. That's for ball 4. He's already walked 4 men in this game. 2 in the first inning, 2 more here in the second.
Well, he somewhat short arms the ball, darts the ball. He doesn't get the elbow up above the shoulder, and it's almost as if he's pushing the ball to home plate. It's an unusual delivery. You can have a tendency to really get underneath the ball and lose it up and away to left-hand hitters.
Does he look like a guy who's still ailing to you? Because he went on to deal with the inflammation in his elbow, and that's supposed to have calmed down by now. But one thing about Shawn Chacon, he has a reputation of being on the cocky side, maybe even a little bit overconfident. He does not look like a very confident pitcher. Play on at second.
Now, do you see the throw to second base? You see the release on second base? That throw to second base, it was like a pitcher. He got his elbow way above his shoulder as if delivering it to second base. And when he throws to home plate, his elbow was right down about shoulder height, pushing the ball to home plate. But the throw to second was almost like a pitcher's throw to home plate. See how he short arms it? Got that elbow way down. Almost as if he pushes the ball. We're going to look at it again. Watch the height of the elbow relative to the shoulder as it goes right toward home plate. See how it's down? The one to second base, he got up, like he got way up on top. I like the throw to second better than the one I like to home.
I was about to say, yeah.
Absolutely.
Might have been closer to the plate.
Yeah. It's better mechanics.
Yeah. 2-1. Well, first pitch strikes, just 2 out of 11.
Yeah. And you can add up the 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2 counts.
The pitch to Reyes. He punches that one over third and down the line. Payton gives chase. He scoops it up, but McEwing is in. Play on at third, and he's safe. Cedeno goes diving in. 2 bases for Reyes, and it is a 3-1 Met lead. And give Jose Reyes a 15-game hitting streak.
No, that's a great piece of hitting by Reyes. You check of the runner at second. Fastball up and out over the plate. Did not try to pull it. Another line drive. And since moving into the number 2 spot in the lineup back on July 21st, Jose Reyes has batted almost 400. He has been absolutely spectacular.
The base open. The Rockies, with 1 down, decide to intentionally walk Mike Piazza. That 15-game hitting streak for Reyes ties him for the longest by a rookie in the major leagues this year. Marlon Byrd of the Phillies had a 15-game streak come to an end on August 2nd. So now he's looking at another multi-hit game coming up in his next at bat if he can register another base hit. There's ball 4.
Okay, let's play manager here. You want to?
Sure.
If you're the manager and you got Jose Reyes, you're teaching him how to play. And I'm going to go somewhere with this if we have time. In that situation, you tell Reyes to stop at first base because you got Piazza coming up.
Boy, that's a tough one. Yeah, because you're assuming that Piazza will be intentionally passed.
You want it, yeah. You're assuming they're going to lose him anyway.
Yeah.
But you want his bat. Okay, you got the double play out. I saw Cepeda do it for Willie McCovey.
On purpose.
On purpose.
On his own.
On his own. Double. Cepeda double in the left field corner. And I was this is before I was a player because I couldn't believe. I mean, professionally. The double in the left field corner and stopped at first base. McCovey was the next hitter, right-handed pitcher. I looked over and I said, well, Speda's got to be at second. We're a double. No, he's still at first base. Well, we told him to do it. Interesting, though, isn't it? That's kind of late night stuff. You can sit around and you can kick it around 7 ways to Sunday, but certainly with your big gun in the lineup, Mike Piazza.
I guess the other thing is it's a gamble. It's a gamble on a lot of levels, but if he does stop, that sets up a double play that could end the inning because they'll have to pitch to Piazza, and Mike's a double play candidate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Shattered bat, hit into the alley. Cedeno in. Reyes is in. Piazza headed to third to throw off line. Cliff Floyd, he's heading out on Monday. That'll be his last day in a Met uniform in 2003. He's going out with a bang. He lost a bat, but he'll take it as 2 runs score, and the Mets lead it 5-1.
Take a look at the pitches to Cliff Floyd. Fastball, sinker down and away. Good pitch inside off the plate, and then down and in on the plate. Either got jammed or hit it on the end of the bat. But an RBI single in the right center. An RBI number 63 for Cliff Floyd.
Cliff Floyd talked to us about his decision on Monday to play that final day of the season for him Monday.
Take a look at it. Where's it hit? Yep, out of the end of the bat. Cliff Floyd did the same thing last night. Ended up with just about that much bat in his hand. If it's an RBI per at bat, he'll take it every time. And 2 in the first inning, 3 in this inning, and it's a 5-1 ball game.
Go to the window.
Delivery that Chacon has. I was talking about Shawn Chacon, and you got that short arm, and there's no deception whatsoever. Hitters pick it up, right off your right shoulder. They know right where to look. There's no deception whatsoever with the delivery.
Well, 2 of the men he's walked in this inning have already come in to score. Just 1 out. Activity in their bullpen. Jimenez is getting going. Chacon has already labored to throw 47 pitches. Reyes raked him for a double and an RBI. And here's Jason Phillips, a topper and foul just off third base. Piazza at third. Cliff Floyd, who just singled in 2 at first base. Our New York Hospital of Queens brings you this injury update on Cliff Floyd. And that right Achilles heel has been giving him you-know-what all season long. He'll have surgery sometime around Labor Day, either at the very end of August or the very early days of September. He will not accompany the Mets on the upcoming 9-game road trip. Set and the 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball. Well, he did try the curveball there and he missed with it. And the count 2-1. Cliff making the comment that he wants to be ready for opening day.
Curveball and a roller. And you're throwing it from behind your back. Throwing it uphill and you're just getting a roller. You're not really getting the curveball. You're getting something that rolls up there. There's no sharpness to it whatsoever.
That is Tim Duncan in the crowd here tonight at Shea Stadium, taking in a ball game. The NBA star line up the middle and a base hit for Jason Phillips. That'll play Mike Piazza. And it is 6-1 New York as the Mets try to win 4 straight for the first time this season. Give Phillips 44 runs batted in.
Well, a rolling curveball right here. We saw it before. Watch it roll. And it's read very early by Jason Phillips. I mean, there's no deception whatsoever on that. And the Mets very good in their situational hitting here. Just going right back up the middle, not trying to take too much, 1 at-bat at a time. And a very long and short night for Shawn Chacon here at Shea tonight.
Boy, he can't even get through the 2nd inning. They go to the bullpen. The Mets lead by 5.
I've made a lot of news on the baseball diamond, but if you want to find out about this diamond, you got to go talk to your doctor.
Ready to try Viagra for the first time? See your doctor and find out if a free sample's right for you.
My doctor says it's right for me. That's why I stay with it. For more information, go to Viagra.com.
An ancient medallion with extraordinary powers has been stolen.
Destiny calls.
Now, getting it back means using every move he's got, and some
Sorry.
he didn't even know he had. Jackie Chan. The Medallion. Rated PG-13. Opens everywhere Friday.
The starter for the Rockies, the man who was their star pitcher in the first half, Shawn Chacon, pitches just an inning and a third, and the Mets knock him off the hill. Jose Jimenez, who's appeared in 58 total innings, comes on in relief and very early. With runners at first and second, the Mets continue to threaten. The only out in the inning came on a sacrifice by pitcher Jay So. There's a swing and a drive out to right center. Walker on the run. He's not going to get it. It's up onto the track. Floyd is in. Here comes Phillips rounding third. No throw to the plate. Both runs score. First pitch swinging, and Timo Perez, he's been to the plate twice tonight, and he already has 3 RBIs.
Well, Timo Perez has seen 2 pitches tonight. Both of them been exactly the same spot. First time up, a sacrifice fly off of Chacon, and this one, the little sinker down and away, kept his hands back, and a bullet into right center, and 3 RBIs, and bingo, a huge 6th spot for the Mets here in the bottom of the second.
They lead it 8-1, and Ty Wigginton becomes the 9th Met to bat here in the second inning. So a laugher underway here at Shea. The Mets have done terrific work tonight with men in scoring position. They are 5 out of 7. And another man out there, still 1 out for Wigginton. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He's flying out to left, and he drills that one foul. Ty Wigginton drilling one last night fair. Down into the corner, got himself another double, and that was his 28th. So 28 two-base hits. That ties a Met rookie record. Punches that one right side. Belliard gobbles up the slow roller, throws him out. Timo Perez advancing. 2 down. We talked about the long at-bats of Joe McEwing, and you talked about the effect that can have on a lineup. Well, this inning started with Joe McEwing in a 7-pitch at-bat taking ball 4. That's how it all got underway.
Hitters on the bench get to see a lot more pitches. They get to see how a pitcher might want to work. So McEwing's going to take pride in that. He said, yeah, and I started this thing off. Started off with a base, crummy little base on balls, right?
6 runs pouring across the plate in inning number 2. And the Mets lead 8-1. New York riding the first 3-game winning streak in over a month. Tom Glavine last night with 6 shutout innings, very sharp, allowed 3 hits, and becoming the 43rd pitcher in baseball history to win 250 games. On the infield, Womack has it. That will do it. But the Mets score 6 times. They have taken an 8-1 lead. Cliff Floyd, busted bat and all, was the man who knocked Shawn Chacon right off the hill.
Join us at Shea Stadium on Friday night, August 29th. Catch Reyes, Piazza, Floyd, and the rest of the Amazons as they battle the Philadelphia Phillies at 7:10 p.m. The first 12,000 kids 12 and under at the ballpark get a Mets picture frame courtesy of Konica. For tickets, stop by Shea Stadium or Keyspan Park. Visit a Mets clubhouse shop, log on to Mets.com, or call 718-507-TIXX.
Hey, here's a look at the Dodge trivia question for the evening. Ty Wigginton's 28 doubles ties the Mets rookie record. Which 2 Mets also hold the record? I'm going to DQ here because I know the answer.
I do too.
But not everyone does.
Oh.
And so
I'm taking mine to the bank.
Give you time to ruminate on that. As Tony Womack steps in, he takes a strike. So a nice big 7-run lead for Jae-Young So. We'll see how he handles prosperity here.
Well, first pitch strikes, go get them. No free passes, make them hit their way back in the ball game. Kind of the rule of thumb: if you get a big lead, you don't just lay it down the middle of the plate, but no free passes here. Go right after him. Obviously, Jay has been struggling as far as the wins and losses go. He has not won a ball game since all the way back in June 17th. A bunch of losses and a bunch of no decisions since then. He had won 4 in a row at that point. But you got to go 5 innings. You know that. Get yourself 5 innings. Get yourself back on track. Your teammates want you back on track. Give yourself 5 innings. Great outing here last night by Tom Glavine. Congratulations to him on number 250.
Yeah, Tommy with 111 pitches in the 6 innings. They didn't hit him. And he is intent on finishing out his season in good shape with a string of victories. And that's back-to-back nice outings.
Well, last outings have been superb.
1-2 pitch, just a little bit outside.
I went down for the game. I congratulated him. That's a big number. Winning 250 is great. And I said, you know, 50 more to go. Let's, you know, we knew what we were talking about. And I told him he was very welcome to win 60 if he wanted to, but he is not allowed to win 61.
Just not the 6-1. Can't get to 311.
Thank you very much. We'll put the brakes on you right at 310 there, Mr. Glavine.
Not allowed in that part. Now, when you said that to him,
he knew. He just roared and laughed.
3-2 on the infield, backing up Phillips. He'll flip it on to Jay So. 1 up and 1 down. Well, you know, Tommy looks so stoic on the mound. He very rarely shows emotions. I thought it was amazing for him to tee off on Questek the way he did several weeks ago to even bring up that topic. But Glavine's a guy with a good sense of humor. He smiles a lot, far more than he does when he's in his office, which is the pitcher's mound in the middle of the diamond. But
well, you know what I sense too, in the last 2 times that I've seen him, and Tom and I have talked a little bit about it. You go to a new ball club and you get big expectations, and there were some things facially that I did not see in Tom Glavine for about 4 or 5 starts. And you can, there are a lot of terms for it: killer instinct, determination, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some which can't be said over the air, by the way. And today I went down when I was talking to him. I said, I saw last night in that ball game, and I was watching it on TV. I saw the look of a guy that just won 250 games on his way to 300. And I haven't seen that look except for the last 2 times out. And then, you know, for about 3 or 4 or 5 games, there was a little bit, he says, yeah, a little bit of confusion. I'm trying to do stuff I wasn't trying to, not supposed to do. Those are active leaders: Clemens 304, Maddox, Glavine, Johnson, and Wells. And it's really more of a mental game than physical. People want to make it physical because that's the easiest thing to look at.
Fouled off the foot of Ronnie Belliard, so he's going to try and walk that off. And he winds up putting that in play. They're going to call him out on that chopper. He says it's off his foot, and a home plate umpire, Tim McClellan, said no, it's not.
Well, they'll check the ball to see if there's any shoe polish on it, and reminiscent of the 1969 World Series with Gil Hodges. There's a mark on it. If there's a mark on it,
McClellan says there's no mark on it.
Not a mark, no shoe polish, no nothing. Now, as Clint Hurdle, he's going to ask for help for C.B. Buckner. Now, has Clint Hurdle seen enough of this? Now, is there a grin right there in McClellan's face? Take a look at it again. What did it hit? Look at the face. Look at the face. Yeah, ball hit him right on the toe. Hit him right on the toe. Now, you can't. I mean, you're not. Nobody's that quick, unless you're James Cagney or something, to put that good an act on. And that hit him right on the toe. No help. Sandy Alamar's talking to Buckner down there. Said, "Come on." Now come out here tomorrow. He won't be in the lineup.
Yeah, a broken toe.
A broken toe.
Maybe. Either that or an Academy Award. But Belliard is out.
I think the best I ever saw on that was when Gil Hodges was the manager here. And there was a ball inside to Kenny Boswell, who was the second baseman for the Metropolitans. And the ball inside hit him right, just down by the wrist or whatever. Gil, who was a massive man with his big, huge, strong hands, and the umpire said, foul ball, foul ball. Gil ran out there and grabbed Boswell's wrist and cut the blood off. And while he was arguing with the umpire, and literally was kind of holding the hand behind him. And then after about 20 seconds, he said, well, look at his wrist. There's all the stitches have come up on his wrist, and the umpire went first base. Yeah, he got hit.
The goal?
Yeah, poor Boswell. Boswell couldn't remove his hand for a week,
Right.
True story.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Grabbed his wrist and cut all the circulation off. And where it got hit, it just blew up like a balloon.
Yeah. Elton swings a massive cut, but he pops it into center. So Jay So gets 8 runs of support and a 7-run lead, and quickly gets them 1-2-3, maybe with some extra help. 8-1 the Mets. Bottom third here at Big Shea, 8-1 the Mets. Maybe rolling to a 4th straight win for the first time this year. Jae-Young So dropped down a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. That was an inning in which the Mets of Art Howe blew up for 6 runs after 2 in the 1st inning. After So it'll be Cedeno and then Reyes. Belliard will scoop and fire on to get him. I'll tell you this, Ronnie Belliard, if he did foul that pitch off his toe, he never sought any medical attention from the trainer. And he appears to be moving okay. So maybe just a good acting job. Dodge trivia now. Ty Wigginton's 28 doubles ties a Mets rookie record. 2 other Mets hold it, and go ahead and name them. And they are Ron Hunt, 1963, and Greg Jeffries in 1989. That was over a full season, of course, so Ty's next double gives him that rookie record all by himself. Cedeno tried to pull up on that swing, but it's strike 1. Roger with a double in the 1st inning. He also walked in the 2nd inning, and he scored each time. Reyes to follow. Jose in the last inning extended his batting streak to 15 consecutive games. By the way, the St. Louis Cardinals are playing the Philadelphia Phillies. They're in the 5th inning, and it's 2-1 St. Louis. Albert Pujols has hit in 29 consecutive games. And we're going to check and see if he has a hit in the 5th inning of that ball game so far tonight. 1-2 up the middle, and Belliard closes on it. 2 down. So a 4-3 and another 4-3, and that'll bring up Reyes. Jose started his night by grounding out, and he also doubled in a man in the 2nd inning, so make him 1 for 2. If he gets another hit here, that's going to be 16 games since the All-Star break where he's had 2 or more hits in a game for the 16th time.
Well, he's hitting in the number 2 spot. You're going to get more fastballs, and now you've got Mike Piazza hitting behind you. You're going to get even more fastballs. He's a little bit more erect. One of the wonderful things about him, the home run he hit last night, line drive home run. The hit he had to left field. Went with a pitch, didn't try to pull it, line drive. Soft line drive, but line drive. When he first got up here from the minor leagues, he was hitting the ball in the air. And Denny Walling did a magnificent job of getting him to hit the ball on the ground and on the line. He is an exciting player.
Jimenez fires on to get him, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jimenez. It remains the Mets 8 and the Rockies 1-3.
It's not about Anthony.
We rented out your room.
Mama? Sorry, baby. Mama need bingo money.
It's all about the Andersons. Fridays this fall, only on the WB11.
Hey kids, school may still be out, but baseball is still in. Head out to Shea for back-to-school binder day on Sunday, August 31st. Catch the amazing action as the Mets take on the Phillies at 1:10 p.m. The first 12,000 kids ages 12 and under will receive a back-to-school binder courtesy of the Sports Authority. For tickets, just log on to Mets.com or call 718-507-TIXX.
It is 8-1 the Mets as they exploded for 6 runs in the 2nd inning. And Jae-Young So has the advantage. It's a great night to be here at the ballpark. We did have a tarped diamond when we arrived late this afternoon. They thought there might be a chance of a shower, but that blew on past us. And it's turned out to be a very comfortable evening. Preston Wilson will lead things off. He grounded out but drove in a run in the 1st inning. He'll be followed by Larry Walker and Jay Payton. Preston's power and his batting average declined pretty rapidly over the last couple of seasons in Florida. While his strikeout totals remain very high, he grounds to Wigginton for the routine play. 1 down, but going to Colorado in the deal that sent Juan Pierre to the Florida Marlins has been a boon for both of those players. Both of them having very good years.
You read comments in the paper. Preston Wilson and how hard he works and his kind of his upbeat nature and the energy that just comes from him in the clubhouse, etc. A lot of very positive things said about him.
I've never seen anybody since Tony Gwynn spend that much time in the tape room breaking down pitchers he's faced, breaking down his own swing. Handful of days into spring training, he's got blisters all over those hands. And he doggedly goes after it. Swung on and driven deep, and this one's gone right now. Larry Walker jumps all over it. That one strikes the scoreboard on the fly. The 11th home run of the year for Walker, and he made a need for a repair out there with that shot. He knocked out the light in triple. That is some kind of shot by Larry Walker.
Well, a couple of nights ago we had a power outage here in New York City. If you're just tuning in or came in from out of town, had Larry Walker been here a couple of nights ago, there'd been no power outage. That was unbelievable. High off that scoreboard, and that's getting up into Darryl Strawberry territory right there.
Jay Payton jumps on this to center, but not deep enough, and Timo makes the catch. 2 down. A home run by Walker makes it 8-2.
Look at location. It's like real estate. Location, location, location. Bingo. Remember the first time he struck out? A pitch down and in right on the corner where he got it out over the plate. That's up above the line score, and he did in fact knock that light out of YRS. Holy mackerel. The guy that's closing in on probably next year 400 home runs.
Here's Garrett Atkins. He is 0 for 1, having grounded out first to the pitcher. 23-year-old out of Orange, California. Great player at UCLA. Finished his career there second in career batting average at .369. Wigginton moves nicely and throws on to get him. Side retire, but Larry Walker touches them all with a monster shot. 8-2 the Mets. The Mets have an 8-2 lead here, and immediately after the game, find out why WB11's News at 10 is the Emmy winner for Best Single Newscast a second year in a row. Join the team that brings you New York's news tonight, right after the game on WB11. Larry Walker just blasted one off the scoreboard out there in right field, and let's slow it down and see the word triples. Take a good look. Bang! Takes out that light. No triples for Larry Walker on that swing. We need a new light bulb, Tom.
How far would that have been in Denver?
It would have been about 855 feet.
Man.
Mike Piazza pops it up back behind the plate. I'll tell you what, Charles Johnson never saw that. Charles Johnson never made an effort to get it.
Well, he never saw it. He never got any help either. And down like that's the pitcher's got to be a little bit of a coach there, and he lost it. Didn't know where it was. Todd Helton didn't say anything at first base. It's embarrassing right there.
I mean, CJ never even came back to the screen. He had no idea what that was. Off the end of the bat, shallow center, out to get it. Nice play, Belliard. Apparently the toe is okay. Mike Piazza pops up.
It was off the end of the bat, and a soft fly ball. Preston Wilson never was going to get there, and Belliard, nice play. Yeah, you don't want to run into Preston Wilson either. That's like running into a cornerback out of the NFL. We got to get out of harm's way right there. I don't blame him. I think Preston could play that sport. He could play with the Dolphins if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could. Or the Denver Broncos. Or anybody he wants. Cliff Floyd, the batter. He has walked and singled in a couple. Boy, Shawn Chacon had nothing tonight. And he has had a miserable second half for the Colorado Rockies. Line shot and a base hit for Cliff Floyd. I don't think Cliff means to make it out between now and his last at bat on Monday, which will be at some point Monday afternoon, his final at bat of 2003 before he shuts it down for surgery.
Well, Cliff yesterday 3 for 3 and just keep right on rolling here. He's got a walk and a couple of singles. This one, yeah, I'll take the little single on the outside pitch. Good hitting right there, right between the third baseman and shortstop. Measly single. So the last 5 official at bats, 5 for 5.
And his last 7, along with the 5 hits, a walk, and he's been hit by a pitch. Jason Phillips takes low and away for ball 1. And the point on the surgery for Floyd, obviously going this hot, swinging such a good bat, you'd love to see him still in there, hitting behind Mike Piazza right through the end of the season. But his doctors are telling him it'll take 4 or 5 months to recover from that surgery. Down the line goes Jason Phillips, his second hit of the game. Floyd heading into third. He's going to be waved in. The throw to the plate will not be in time. He scores standing up. It is 9-2 the Mets. Another RBI for Jason Phillips, his second of the game. An RBI double as he carved into that one down the opposite field.
Well, pitch him away, hit him away. That's what the hitter is thinking, and that's exactly what Jason Phillips did down in that right field corner. So another double for him. Mason has done a terrific job. That's his 18th double of the year since coming up to the big leagues. And another RBI as Floyd really scored easily.
You got to rethink this surgery thing. He looks like he's running pretty good. Stole a base last night. Now, he has said he's not going to leave anything on the field before he departs on Monday.
He ran real well. Stealing the base last night after he got hit too.
I think you're right. He did.
Yeah. He didn't like that at all. We had that temporary magic immediate recovery.
A little adrenaline rush there as Belliard throws on to retire Timo. Timo Perez, who's driven in 3 of the 9 Met runs tonight, advances Jason Phillips to third base. That'll bring up Ty Wigginton with 2 down. Ty looking for his first hit of the contest. He's flied to left and grounded to second. So Cliff Floyd going around those bases a lot the last couple of games. He has scored twice in this contest. In there for a strike on Wigginton. 9 runs on 8 hits for the Mets. 2 runs on 4 hits for Colorado. As the Mets go for a 4th straight win. If they get it, it'll be their first 4-game winning streak of the year. And every other club in baseball has had at least one 4-game winning streak.
That would include the Detroit Tigers. Is that what you're telling me?
It does indeed. Amazing as that is
isn't it?
to think. Yeah. The 1-1 from Jimenez, who's outside and low. Now the finale of this series comes up tomorrow afternoon. Al Leiter against Jason Jennings. I should say on Monday. On Sunday it'll be Jason Jennings and Al Leiter, and Aaron Heilman is pitching on Monday afternoon at 1:10. Softly trickled toward Atkins. Tough play. Throws on and gets him by a step. The side is retired, but Cliff Floyd comes up with another base hit and rounds those bases, not looking like a man who's going under the knife in a few weeks. Top half of inning number 5 coming up. The Mets with a nice 9-2 lead here. And tomorrow, when a charmed one is captured by demons, will her sisters be able to save her? We'll find out on a 2-hour charmed event tomorrow at 8 only on the WB11. Nine to 2, the Mets in command here, and they scored 6 of those runs in the second inning to knock the Colorado starter right-hander Shawn Chacon off the mound. He only lasted an inning and a third, and after 11 wins in the first half, he's having a dismal second half. Here's Charles Johnson. CJ is 0 for 1, hitting .233. He's homered 15 times. Flies that one to right field, fairly well hit, but Cedeno has time to get underneath it. 1 pitch and 1 out, and that's what Jae Young So and the Mets hierarchy are looking forward to tonight. Art Howe and Vern Rule looking for quick outs here with a nice 7-run lead. Jimenez will bat for the first time for himself this evening. Then it'll be Tony Womack. Well, the Chicago Cubs didn't last long in first place, did they?
One day.
They got beat today 10-5 by the Dodgers. And Houston won. The Astros got by Cincinnati 5-2, so the Astros go back into first place in the Central.
Cubbies were beaten by whom?
By the Dodgers.
You know where I'm going here, but
I'm not sure.
They're a double digit. That's exactly where I'm going.
10 runs.
Yeah. Did the Dodgers get to play 18 innings? And
how about that? That's a big total for them.
Huge.
And you know who they beat today?
They beat Mr. Wood, didn't they?
Beat Kerry Wood today. Knocked him around. 10-5 Los Angeles.
Mark Pryor beat him yesterday 2-1.
Marlins have a 6-3 lead on San Diego. They're in the 8th inning. While St. Louis has a 3-1 lead on the Phillies in the 6th. Line shot and a base hit. So Jimenez is on. Guy who once threw a no-hitter back in 1999 against Arizona. He comes up with a base knock in front of Tony Womack.
Number 5, Tony Womack.
Let's check the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard now. Milwaukee in a big game, getting by Pittsburgh 6-4. How big for the fans who were there. You see Houston with the victory over Cincinnati. The Marlins leading San Diego, and the Phillies are in the process of losing, although it's midway through against St. Louis, and we still have not heard if Albert Pujols has a hit. He tries to run that hitting streak to 30 straight.
You know, one of the saddest stories, we touched on it briefly before in this telecast in this ball game. If that ball stays in play, it will for Jason Phillips.
Taps the mitt, makes the catch, and there's 2 gone.
This number right here. We're talking about the Detroit Tigers. 25%. If you look at the American League, that's right where we're going. The Detroit Tigers are out in Anaheim. They play at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Their winning percentage, and it's all about percentages, of course. 25% of the ball games they are winning. And you know, you hear about that early in the season. Oh, they're off to a terrible start. How about those guys going to work every day? They've won 31 games and lost 89. 89 games the Detroit Tigers have lost.
With about 6 weeks left.
6 weeks left.
Ouch. A little floater down the right field line, but foul off the bat of Ronnie Belliard. Alan Trammell, they got a long way to go yet. How many will they lose?
25%. Winning percentage is .258. That's just, how rough is that?
A big empty ballpark.
And a good baseball town, too.
Yeah, has been.
One of the great franchises, the Tigers, for crying out loud.
Belliard knocks that one in the air. A long run for Timo Perez on the track to the wall. It's up against the fence. Jimenez into third base. They're going to wave him around. Long run for the pitcher. He scores standing up, and it's 3 bases for Ronnie Belliard. He has a triple. It's 9-3. That comes with 2 down. Belliard with his second hit in the game.
Well, the pitcher's up to Jimenez that he got a base hit on, and that's just a fastball up about shoulder high with absolutely nothing on it from Jay So. Timo Perez trying to run it down, backed up well by Cedeno, and you see off to the races Belliard, and he ends up with a triple and an RBI. You got to be careful about this ball club. Yeah, you're up 9-3. They may have a lousy road record, but they can swing the bats. It does not take them very long to put some points on the board.
Well, Todd Helton's next RBI will be the 100th of his season, and he has a man at third with 2 down. So far tonight, he's singled and fly to center. This guy is a career .333 hitter. And after this season, the way it's going, and he's hitting .352, that's going up. I always thought Todd Helton was a really nice major league hitter. Fine hitter. But is he a great hitter? His lifetime batting average at Coors Field is .376 coming into this season. Now it's up to .379 with what he's done this year. .290 on the road, a lot fewer homers, a lot fewer runs batted in his road games. I mean, he's solid away from Coors Field, but they're not eye-popping numbers. You're talking about an 80 or 90 point difference between his.
Well, I mean, I understand your point, and there is a degree of logic in it, yes, but like the old ballparks, you learn to hit in your ballpark. If you played in Yankee Stadium, you learned how to use that right field porch. If you played in old Tiger Stadium, you learned how to use that right field porch out there. You used to bang that ball, you pull the ball, you get the benefit of it. And historically, hitters are always better at home. They see the ball better. They know the park better. They know where it travels. They know where they can get their base hits.
Sure.
They know how much they have to pull it, so they're supposed to be better. Your point is he's dramatically better at home.
It's huge. It's such a difference that you have to stop and look at it. I mean, does he hit .372 and win the batting title in 2000 if half of those 580 at bats are here at Shea or in Los Angeles or Wrigley Field or St. Louis or Pittsburgh? I don't think so. I don't think he comes anywhere near that. Does he average anywhere close to 134 RBIs a year as he had the last 3 years if half of his games are at Pac-Bell Park in San Francisco? I don't think so. I don't think he's anywhere near that. He's a really fine hitter.
I think he's a real good hitter. I think he would learn how to use the ballpark that he's in to hit in. He would learn how to hit on an everyday basis in San Francisco.
Off the end of the bat foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's doing nothing right here except trying with 2 outs. Do not strike out and get the runner in third base. Has no idea about hitting a home run. Look at this pitch. That's right out there on the plate, on the edge of the plate, and keeps himself alive. What are you going to do with that ball? Best thing you can do is keep yourself alive and hope that Jay So makes another mistake. And you can rocket a double in the alley in left center. Makes a bad mistake up about letter high, and you could make it a 9-5 ball game. And I agree with your point to a degree, and there's certainly a lot of validity to it. But you put him in whatever park he's going to be in whatever new park you say is his home field, he's going to be a much better hitter there.
Yanks that one foul.
Because he can hit. I mean, he officially can hit.
I think he can hit too. And I look at him and I look at Mike Piazza, and I say, well, he's got 12 points better on his career batting average than Mike Piazza. Mike's a .321 career hitter. Do I put them in the same category? And look at Mike's numbers. He's actually a much better road hitter than he is at home. Now, granted, home games in Los Angeles, briefly in Florida, and here, pitchers' parks, all of them. Fouled off his foot, and Helton this time gets the call from Tim McClellan, and it did get a piece of his foot. It probably helped that he went down in the heap, too. Here comes the trainer. So the former Tennessee football quarterback will gather himself here with a count of 2-2 and 2 out.
The funny part of this game, you're talking about Helton. That's Belliard. It's going to go back to third base after the RBI triple he had. And they'll give Helton some time here. Take a look at it again. Where did it get him? Oh, came back and hit him in the knee. Oh, right on the inside of the right knee. That's as bad as I've ever seen it.
Well, I've seen it worse than this. I saw Michael Tucker, Kansas City Royals, fouling off and break his leg just the other day.
Oh.
It's the same thing Jermaine Dye did.
Holy mackerel.
It's a very, very dangerous spot that he just glanced it off his leg on that swing. Runner at third, the 2-2. Driven to center field, backing up. Timo Perez, will he reach it? No, he won't. It bounces up against the fence. That brings in Belliard, and chugging into second, Todd Helton on a bad leg. He's got himself a walk-in double. It makes it 9-4.
And remember what I said just a second ago, keep yourself alive, and this goes to the conversation we've just been having, David. About keeping yourself alive, and a good hitter, when you get a mistake, you find a mistake, and look at this pitch. Over the middle of the plate, not the corner, but the middle. And bingo, line drive double RBI. All of a sudden, a 5-run ball game, but the good hitter does that. They're going to pinch run for Helton at second base. But a good hitter does that. When you make the mistake, in the middle of the plate, Even with 2 strikes, good hitters can hit it hard someplace, and that's exactly what Hilton did.
He had an 8-pitch at bat. He just drove in his 100th run of the year. And that makes it 9-4. And you've got Preston Wilson, the leading RBI man in baseball, coming up next. So Helton is done for the night. They bring in a runner for him. And so if Colorado is going to come back tonight, they're going to have to do it without their number 2 RBI force. Let's take another look at that pitch he stayed alive on.
Foul off all the good pitches. Keep yourself alive for one that's in the middle of the plate. Look at location here. It's down, about knee high. That's away. Keep yourself alive. Keep yourself alive. That's a good one. That's an excellent pitcher's pitch. You do a good job of keeping yourself alive. The pitch that he hit was right in the middle of the plate, about knee high, and he could wait just a fraction longer and boom, hit the thunder out of it into right center field gap.
Preston Wilson chases the first pitch, pops it to right, and Cedeno makes the catch. But 2-run score against Jae-Young So. The Rockies may be creeping back into this thing. A look at the Mets' upcoming schedule now. It's brought to you by your Honda dealers. Sunday afternoon, it's Al Leiter on the mound, and on Monday, Aaron Heilman. And then the Mets are on the road for 9 games. A 3-game series against the San Diego Padres, starting at San Diego on Tuesday night, late night at 10 o'clock. Joe McEwing has walked. He's also grounded out tonight. 9-4 New York as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Norton will remain in the ball game and play first base, and Jay Bell is getting ready to bat for Jae-Young So, who goes the required 5 with his team in front, but got knocked around a bit, just gave up 2 runs. And he has surrendered 4 runs and 7 hits. Dan Wheeler loosens up in the bullpen for the Mets. Todd Helton out after fouling a ball off his leg. And then seconds after that, he drilled a double up against the fence. So the Rockies are not going to just fold up the tents here. The hits are almost even. The Mets have 8. There's a look at Norton. He ran for Todd Helton. So it's 8-9-1 batting in this inning. Shawn Chacon, the starter, the right-hander for the Rockies, didn't have too much tonight. The Mets knocked him right off the hill after an inning in the 3rd, and he was charged with 8 runs. Two pitch, fought off again by McEwing. Super Joe fouls off a lot of pitches. Jimenez with the pitch. Slicer caught by Norton. Softly hit by Joe McEwing for out number 1. So Tom, how do you size up an outing like this from Jae-Young So, who had been 0-6 in his last 9 starts with an ERA of 7.14, pitched well in his last outing but did not get the win in Arizona. What you want, obviously, and you mentioned it when the Mets were up 8-1, is quick innings, work fast, throw strikes, don't walk anybody. And he didn't walk anybody, but he did give up hits, and some hits that were pretty well tattooed.
Yeah, he doesn't walk very many, and he's not a strikeout guy. I mean, it'd be funny you ask, because I'm sitting there thinking the very same thing. You know, say, well, Jay So is going to be one of your starters next year. Do you want to groom him to be a 5-inning pitcher, or do you want him to be a 7-inning pitcher at minimum? Now, granted, the game has changed somewhat, and I think it's. Some managers and some organizations say, okay, 5 innings is enough, and we'll go to the bullpen. We've got big bullpens now, and I'm not so sure that's how to, I guess, to train your starting pitching staff. Now, it was fine. He's fine up to the 5th inning, and then he gives up 2 runs in the 5th. You got to, we talked about. You got to pitch 5 innings if you're going to get a win. You got a big lead. I think sometimes you got to say, you know what, go get him. You know, the Mets are not going to win the division. So, I mean, you go to the mental standpoint of conditioning mindset for next year? Or are we satisfied with 5 innings? And to me, the answer is no. To me, the answer is, listen, you've only got 77 pitches. Let's go, bust your rear end and get 6 more outs for him.
I understand what Art Howe's doing. He needs to build the kid's confidence.
Right.
Get him back to where he was.
My point being, are you confident when you've given up 4 runs in 5 innings? I'm saying if you give up 4 runs in 7 innings, bounce back and give me 2 more shutout innings, I'd rather take the chance of that.
Preston Wilson runs it down on the warning track, tagged pretty deep there by Jay Bell.
You catch my drift?
And I'm in agreement with you.
And he's going to walk away. Jaso's going to walk away. He gave up 7 hits and 5 runs and 4 runs in 5 innings. Or do you want him to walk away and say, listen, you shut him down, Jaso, right now for 6 more outs and walk out of here with 7 innings and 4 runs and just 7 hits? I'm willing to take the gamble because that's the kind of pitcher I want.
And it would be fascinating to mic him. We don't have this availability, and nobody does in Big League Baseball right now, but to put a mic on him and ask him that question right now. If we gave you the chance, Jay, instead of having Jay Bell bat for you, would you prefer to go back out there and go a couple
absolutely
more innings? The look on his face says he wants to go back out there. Yeah.
Of course he does. There's no question he does.
And he's not happy with his efforts.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yes, he's going to, although you hang on, he's going to get a win here. But it's more than, pitching is more than W's and L's. And nobody loves to, nobody loves to lose 1-0. But if it happens, at least you've got some consolation. If he can walk out of there with 7 innings under his belt, then he can walk away and say, well, I've kept my team no matter what happened. I've kept them somewhat in the game. You'd love for it to be, my theory of starting pitching is that 7 innings is a minimum and 3 runs is a minimum. Or 3 runs is a maximum, I should say. If you can give your ball club 7 innings every time you go out there and 3 runs, and that's the best. That's the best thing for your teammates. It's that consistency every time we know we're going to get that from starter X. And I think that's what you want to nurture. I don't think you want to nurture. To me, you don't. You want to nurture 5 innings.
Well, for Jaso, 76 pitches, 54 for strikes, 22 that missed. Cedeno has doubled. He's walked and he's grounded out, and now he strikes out, swinging. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Jose Reyes left in the on-deck circle. Jaso finished for the evening. Now a little ice cream on a hot August night here at Shea Stadium. That'll hit the spot. 9-4. The Mets in the lead here against Colorado. But at one point, that lead was 8-1 and has dwindled somewhat. Tom, no one ever brings us ice cream, and we earn it.
You're impossible.
Just a little.
You've gone right from Pepsi Cola to ice cream.
Little from Carvel there.
You dumped. When you didn't get it in return.
You and I could split a half gallon in no time. Here's Dan Wheeler out of the bullpen on the relief of Jaso.
Our everyday viewers and listeners understand what we're talking about.
Larry Walker roasted one in the 4th inning. Into the scoreboard in right. And he took out a light. I don't know if they've repaired it yet. He struck out in the 1st inning. Takes that pitch inside, and it's worth another look back to the 4th. What a clout here.
Well, fastball right down Broadway. No power outage there except until it reaches the scoreboard, and 1 light bulb gone. Larry Walker, scoreboard time. That's a no-doubter, folks. No doubter for the pitcher, no doubter for the hitter, and no doubter for the right fielder. There are times when it's very discouraging for a pitcher when you throw a pitch to a hitter and he hits the ball and you turn around and you see the outfielder who still has his hands on his knees. Doesn't even bother to look.
And you see a light shatter.
Yes, and that was the kind of hit. Sometimes the outfielders would turn around and look to enjoy the view.
Did you get offended as a pitcher when your outfielder didn't even move on a home run that was hit off you?
Sometimes you get real proud of him, you know. Even a pitcher, you go. And you come in, and there's certain things that are not sacred, too. I mean, you might give up a home run, and you come in, and Jerry Kuzman to come over and put his arm around you, he goes, how did you hold that ball? With the seams or across the seams? And what the response can't be said on the air. That's kind of where we have to cut the conversation off. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you're brought back to earth very quickly. You know, it's almost a little message that don't forget you got a job to do out there, big boy. By the way, was that with the seams or across the seams? Was that ball that he?
Was that a dinner flight, Tom? Check swing by Payton. Did he offer? He did not. Jay Payton 1 for 2 with a double. Larry Walker just took ball 4. He's on at first base as we get the 6th inning underway. Walker, one of the best base runners around. A little squib foul off the end of the bat. So Jay So goes the first 5, gives up 4 runs on 7 hits. He is in line for the win, but lots of room for the bullpen to work. A 9-4 Met lead. The youngster Garrett Atkins will follow Jay Payton. And a 1-2 pitch from Wheeler. Softly hit on the infield. Reyes on the charge. Zips it over there and gets him by a half a step. Showing off some of that arm strength there. Walker advancing into second. Now let's go back, as we're talking about home runs and long home runs. Let's go back to Wednesday and Mike Piazza's shot against the San Francisco Giants, and watch Barry Bonds on this one. Mike with a 5 RBI game. Barry, hands in the air, can't even find it, and it's way over his head. He lost it completely.
How many home runs do you think Piazza had hit in Colorado if that was his home field?
A healthy Mike Piazza.
I mean, he's one of those. He's a high fly ball hitter. It's kind of the cross between line drive, high fly ball. He's not, you know, how Preston Wilson can hit some of those towering great. I mean, they go 7 miles high, big arcing things like the arch in St. Louis. And Piazza hits those line drives and high, deep flies.
I mean, the only reason he wouldn't hit 80 is because he's not catching every day. But if he's playing first base, he'll take a run at it. That ballpark is built for Mike Piazza. On May 13th, he hit 2 home runs in one game off of Shawn Chacon. I mean, he'd be doing that all season long if he played regularly at Coors Field. And to look back, it's one of those line shots you're talking about, the opposite field.
Yeah, he has great power to the opposite field. And then if he gets the ball just up in the air a little bit, that's 2 home run game for Mr. Piazza.
Atkins slices a foul off to the right. He has gone 0 for 2 tonight. You've got a right-hander loosening up in their bullpen, so Glenn Hurdle will have the pen active tonight. The runner at second and Larry Walker with 1 away. Back to the mound. Nicely spin. Wheeler looked at third and now on to first. Larry Walker alertly picking up that extra base as he heads from second to third on the play. 2 down. Wheeler thought about it.
Well, he thought about going to third base, but Ty Wigginton was very deep and did not react very quickly on the ball hit back to the mound. He could have had him had Wigginton reacted a little bit more quickly. You know, you got a 5-run lead, make sure you get 1 out. You know, it's fine Ty Wigginton not having his head in the ball game very often. I mean, that might be the first time I've seen him make a mental mistake right there. And mistakes are great. How else are you going to learn if you don't make mistakes? So if he, files that one as well, I'll never make that mistake again. Good. And it didn't cost anything yet. Get me out of this inning. And you learn a lesson It didn't cost you a dime. That's how you become a better player.
Ground ball to Reyes on the backhand. Steadies is all day to throw out Charles Johnson. That'll do it here in the 6th inning. Walker stranded at third base, and it is 9-4 the Mets. The Mets about to hit here in the bottom of the 6th inning at Shea with a 9-4 lead over the Colorado Rockies, and wake up with the WB11 morning news team. Let John, Lynn, Linda, and Emily give you all the news you can use every weekday morning starting at 5:30 a.m. on the WB11. Tom Seaver, Dave O'Brien with you here at Shea Stadium. Jose Reyes will lead things off. What are you laughing at?
See that, John?
What are you laughing at?
I want you to read the first 2 words this last thing you just read.
Wake up with.
Yeah, when you said that, I jumped about 3 feet. You went, wake up.
So I did not mean to disturb your nap.
You scared
41.
me to death.
Wake up, Tom. You know what? I'm going to get that. I'm going to have that taped and sent to your home.
What?
It's going to be the Dave O'Brien, Tom Seaver wake up alarm. Wake up, Tom.
Oh, man.
Yeah. On your feet, soldier.
If you do that, I'm going to start talking about that Marlboro championship game back in 1981.
Reliving
up there
in Keene, New Hampshire. Yeah.
Both state teams were there too, right?
You're off.
And how did you guys make out that game?
Jose Reyes has grounded out. He's doubled and also tapped back to the pitcher tonight, extending his hitting streak to 15 in a row with a double in the 2nd inning. I made the mistake of bragging on some of my high school athletic successes in the presence of a Hall of Fame baseball player. I will never, ever do that again, as modest as they may be.
we got that issue settled right away, didn't we?
Oh, man. How do you get that spotlight to come on your Hall of Fame ring whenever you want to make that point? That's the amazing thing. I've never seen that before. 3-2 on Reyes.
You hit one of those state championships? Did you say? What's that?
Actually did play in it. Well, I'm not even going to forget it. Payoff pitch dribble. That's going to be trouble if it stays fair. It will. Jimenez throws not in time. Reyes is now 2 for 4 again. Another multi-hit night for him on what turns out to be a swinging bunt single.
An exciting player right here in Reyes. You know, as soon as you hit it, that's base hit. There is no way you're going to get him going down that line unless he hits a truck or something that's going to stop him, because he just can fly down that first baseline. He's brought a whole new dimension to this ball club in speed. Well, I will admit I was a doubting Thomas when he first came along. Was hitting 2 1/4.
Oh, you weren't alone.
Oh, I mean, I thought his learning curve should be down at AAA when he did not get off to a good start. But I mean, since they have moved him to that number 2 spot, and he's getting more fastballs and hitting more line drives, when he starts to get some at bats and get a little bit more selective, get some more base on balls.
You were not the only.
Oh, I'm sure I wasn't.
Not the only doubting Thomas.
I'm sure. Got it. Got that doubting Thomas, I'm sure.
He looks more like a big leaguer every day. He's played 28 games since the All-Star break. In 16 of them, he has 2 or more hits. Tonight, Mike Piazza has singled in a run. He's also been intentionally walked, and he's popped up. And Mike got his pitch there. He wants that one back.
Well, you can see his reaction. Watch right after the swing. Watch him. Watch Piazza going. Watch. Oh! I can't believe I missed that. How did I miss it? Sometimes a pitcher is lucky. And if you keep your eyes open, you see those kinds of reactions from a hitter, and you know what they felt about their swing and what they felt about the pitch.
Now, with Mike Piazza back in the lineup on an everyday basis and Cliff Floyd hitting behind him, especially as hot as Cliff is, and you want Floyd to be healthy for opening day next year, that's first and foremost. That's the reason he's going to have surgery. But wouldn't you love to see these guys for just a month hitting back-to-back like this to see what they're capable of doing in this lineup? I mean, yeah, if he's healthy coming back next year, Floyd with the repaired Achilles, hopefully you'll see it for 6 months. But You've seen so little of it with Piazza's groin injury and now Floyd about to step out. So for this period of the season, it's only like 5 games.
Well,
batting 3 and 4.
Yeah, you'd like to see it, but you'd also like to see him 100% the day he walks through those doors in spring training next year too.
Sure.
And not be in any sort of rehab. That's to get him back to playing a playing situation. I'm relatively skittish about Piazza coming back.
Yeah, those groin injuries.
And I'm sure, other people were too. I mean, you have to err on the side of caution, no question.
Down into the dirt. And what Art Howe has been doing late in games. It's only been a couple of games now for Mike. This is his 3rd back, but he gets on base late in the contest, 7th inning. He's going to lift him for a pinch runner.
And should get the day off tomorrow, you would presume. You worry about Reyes at first base. And Piazza is sitting there 3-1.
Poke foul now 3-2. Reyes with 11 stolen bases.
This is where this is funny. This is where a situation in an order is going to help each other. The number 2 hitter is going to help the number 3 hitter. The number 3 hitter is going to help the number 2 hitter. When Piazza is in the on-deck circle, Reyes is going to get more fastballs. When Reyes is on first base, Piazza is going to get more fastballs. They're both fastball hitters, and they both complement each other.
So you like, going into next season, do you like Reyes hitting second and Piazza third?
Absolutely.
You don't want to see Jose at the top of the order?
Absolutely not. He's sitting about 400 in his number 2 spot.
So far, yeah.
That's pretty good for me. I'll take that right there. I would rather see him where he's comfortable. No, there's no pressure getting on base. You can utilize your speed, stay out of the double play, get a lot of fastballs, hit the ball on the line.
He goes, put in play. Womack gloves it. Reyes holding at second base. 1 out. So Mike grounds out to short. That'll bring up Cliff Floyd.
You say Reyes in the leadoff position. How many walks? What's his on-base percentage as far as walks, etc. go? How many walks does he have this year? Reyes, this time he has been to the plate 214 times. Not very many walks.
Not many. Jimenez will be lifted, and we'll be back at Shea in a moment.
John Candy is stuck inside TV's worst soap opera.
All I want to do is get out of this town.
Delirious.
Tonight at 11:30 only on the WB11.
The WB congratulates Seventh Heaven, Teen Choice Award winner for Best Drama. David Gallagher, winner, Best Male in a Drama. George Stoltz, winner, Best Male Breakout Star. Watch Teen Choice Award winner Seventh Heaven.
Monday at 8 only on the WB11.
We check out the Toyota line score. The Mets with a 9-4 lead, and with Jose Reyes at second base, about to face Javier Lopez is Cliff Floyd. So the rookie comes on in relief of Jimenez, who allowed the infield single to Reyes, and then Piazza moved him over with the ground out to short. This guy's been very tough. He's retired 17 consecutive batteries. That's just 4 shy of the Rockies' record of 21 in a row. The first-year pitcher and a submariner, and he misses outside for ball 1. Cliff 2 for 2, hitting .282. That batting average is, he gets close to the end of his season on Monday, continues to go up. The Mets with a 5-run lead here in the home half of the 6th inning. Wrap toward Norton. He'll underhand it to the pitcher, and down to third moves Reyes. So Floyd is out, and there are 2 gone.
I'm surprised Cliff Floyd knew which way to turn when he got down.
That made many outs lately.
Hey, nice little soft couple hops down the first baseman. Every time that he's gone down that line, he's always turned left. The first time this pitch right here going to make him turn to the right back to the dugout. Hitters hate that right turn, love that left turn.
So Phillips will be put on intentionally here. And Jason Phillips will reach base for the 4th time tonight. An intentional walk to go along with a non-intentional pass in the first inning. He's also singled and doubled, and he has 2 RBIs. So they'll be on the corners with 2 away, and they will pitch to Timo Perez instead. Cliff Floyd talking about the blackout night on Thursday, and he said that like so many, when he got back to his apartment, the elevator wasn't working, so he had to march up 32 flights of stairs to get to his apartment. That had nothing to do with his decision to have surgery come the end of the month or early September, and to shut down his season on Monday. But the doctors say 4 or 5 months. That's what he's going to need: recovery time and rehab time to be ready for next season and opening day. Been a pretty gutsy effort by Cliff Floyd, and a lot of pain this year. Timo Perez trying to add to his total of 3 RBIs. And he has Reyes over at third base with 2 down. Timo drove in his first one with a sacrifice fly in the first inning, and then doubled in a pair in the second. Reyes and Phillips aboard. The 0-1 pitch flicked off the end of the bat, and it's 0-2.
Oh, I'm telling you, Timo Perez does not come to spectate, does he? He goes up there and he is ready to swing. Swing at the first pitch in the first inning. Came up with the second. Got a double on the first pitch. Has seen 2 pitches in this at bat. Hacked at both of them. I didn't come to spectate. Sometimes it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Do they really think Jason Phillips is going to try and steal a base? Or the left-hand hitter up there, got a big hole at first. Look at this.
Soft line drive that dunks in for a hit and another RBI for Timo Perez. That plates Jose Reyes. 10-4 New York. 4 RBIs for Timo. He got himself in a hole, but didn't look like he was in a hole.
Well, 0-2. He saw 3 pitches this at bat. Bingo on this one. Fight it off. He's trying to go to left field. Yeah, I'll take another one. Not pretty, but perfectly placed by Timo Perez. And the Mets back to a 6-run lead.
Reyes has scored twice tonight. He has 2 hits. Timo with 4 RBIs. Wigginton has been left out of the party so far tonight. He's 0 for 3. The Mets doing very good work with runners in scoring position. 6 for 13 as a team.
4 of them, huh?
1-0. That'll get by Charles Johnson all the way to the backstop. And the runners advance to second and third. So Phillips and Perez move up 90 feet. It'll be a wild pitch.
Well, submarine. And off to the left, that's going to be a wild pitch. Hit the dirt and off the left shoulder of Charles Johnson. They'll been up in the scoring position. You'll see if they'll put Wigginton on base. And in fact, yes, they will. They will walk him and pitch to Joe McEwing. How about run production at the top of the lineup for the Mets? In runs scored, first 4 guys, each of them have scored twice. My counting is correct over here. Is that right?
Yep. Cedeno twice, Reyes twice, Piazza twice, and Floyd twice. And the guy batting out of the 5 hole, Jason Phillips, has reached base 4 times, and he scored once. So Wigginton takes ball 4. Phillips over there at third. Perez at second, Wigginton at first, and McEwing. He is 0 for 2, and he's taken a walk. That was an important walk that he did accept in the second inning. A gritty at bat, a 7-pitch at bat. That ignited the rally in which the Mets scored 6 times. He takes ball 1. Pitcher Wheeler in the on-deck circle, 2 down. The base is loaded. Wrap toward third, a friendly hop for Atkins. The force play retires the side. So the Mets load him up. They can't score after doing that, but they get one more on the RBI by Timo Perez to score Reyes.
I am so excited about having celebrities on my show.
Sharon Osbourne gets personal.
Isn't this cozy? Do you want to sing while you're in the shower?
The Sharon Osbourne Show premieres September 15th.
Only on the WB11.
The Mets enjoying a 10-4 lead as we go to the top of the 7th inning tonight at Shea. And this Monday, a mysterious illness is leaving its mark on one man, and both doctors scrambling for a cure. Don't miss Everwood this Monday at 9, only on the WB11. Tom Seaver, Dave O'Brien with you from Shea Stadium. As the Mets look for their 4th consecutive win, Juan Uribe will bat in the 9 spot. Then it's the top of the order, Tony Womack and Ronnie Belliard. Against the right-hander Dan Wheeler, who misses up and in for ball 1. Jay So can get a win tonight. He went the first 5 innings, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits. It would be his first victory since mid-June, should he get it. Check swing, and that's down low. Very busy day for all of us on Thursday, of course, with the blackout striking New York and many other cities. But you got busy even before that. I know you visited a group of kids at a local hospital. We're just delighted to see a Hall of Famer in their presence.
That's oddly with the way that Thursday started. Aaron Heilman and I went down to NYU Medical Center, saw a bunch of kids, a bunch of children. They're in there for different reasons and try to lift their spirits. And meeting the Hall of Famer, probably a big deal.
Sure.
They could have cared less. You know who was there? Mr. Met. And all those kids loved Mr. Met.
Well, of course, yeah.
I mean, they went nuts over him. They really did. No. I saw the fathers, and a lot of mothers and fathers were there. And, it's... I have 3 grandchildren, and it takes your breath away when you see how lucky you are in many cases, and see these kids down there, and they're great spirits and great doctors, and a lot of parents there. And we were signing autographs, pictures, and stuff. And I said, "Don't worry, your dad will tell you about the older guy here." And the kids, you should see their faces when they saw Mr. Met. I mean, they just light up like $1 million. They absolutely adored him.
Very sweet of you guys.
Yep, and very worthwhile. And Aaron Heilman was there. He was terrific. It is something. Sometimes it makes you stop and count your blessings.
I understand WB11 has done a nice story on your visit, and we'll have that on the WB11 News coming up following the game. I don't even know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that. I really did not. And it's I'm not saying this because I was there. I mean, athletes across the board, teams, sports, whatever, do this all the time. And it's part of, a little bit of a community responsibility. The Mets do a great job of it. Jill Nee does a great job out of the front office here. And it's makes you stop and count your blessings, as I said. You got 3 very healthy grandchildren.
Who just traveled cross country.
Yeah, and a couple of them just visited with me, and then out in California and came back.
Tony Womack 0 for 3 tonight. Leading off for the Colorado Rockies, and a count on him 0-2. Now, do you indulge the grandkids to the extent that, well, here's Grandpappy's office, go ahead and tear it up? We could care less. I mean, just run roughshod. Constantly putting dollar bills and candy in their pockets, and maybe letting them drive the tractor. That sort of thing, or do they probably not drive the tractor?
What's your guess on that?
My guess is.
What's your guess? Huh?
Without question, yes, you indulge your grandchildren, and
as well. No, absolutely not.
Oh, yes, you do.
No. There's Mr. Met, huge hit at the hospital the other day. What do you think I buy my grandchildren? Boots and work gloves. Let's go. Get used to the program here.
Oh, you're a lot of fun. You're loads of laughs. That one foul tip to the catcher's mitt for a strikeout, and Womack is 0 for 4. He whiffs.
You've heard about childhood labor?
Yeah.
Well, he tried to get away with this. Tim McClellan says, nope, foul tip. Oh, Womack is gone.
Nobody touches the tractor except you, right? Up on the vineyard? Nobody touches the tractor?
None that have lived so far, no.
Amazing how you are with tractors, like a 4-year-old. Ronnie Belliard, good night for him. He has singled and tripled.
You just lost your invitation to a free ride.
A free ride.
Put you in that bucket now.
The old John Deere. Give me some work gloves. Breaking ball, that's across for a strike. 10-4, the Mets with a commanding lead. Bidding for 4 straight wins for the first time this year. That's Greg Norton and not Todd Helton, who started and had 2 hits. But in his last at bat, right before he doubled in the 5th inning, Helton fouled the ball off his leg, just underneath the knee, and it looked more precautionary than anything else. Wasn't carried off the field. It didn't hobble off the field. He drove his double to the center field fence. Then they brought the pinch runner in for him. Looks like he'll be okay. I'm sure they want to take a long, close look at it, though, because a couple of players have suffered broken legs over the last few years on exactly the same kind of foul. 2-2 the count.
Well, without Leiter going tomorrow, he might have an off day tomorrow. Talking about Helton. We were talking about Helton earlier in this broadcast. An amazing thing against left-handers. Helton is hitting .372, 38 points higher than against right-handers.
Cedeno comes in. He grips it. And the Rockies in the 7th inning go 1-2-3 at the hand of Dan Wheeler. Here's our Jeep game summary as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mets with a 10-4 lead. Cliff Floyd 2 out of 3 with a couple of RBIs. Jason Phillips 2 for 2. He's driven in 3. Jose Reyes, for the 16th time since the All-Star break, has a multi-hit game. He's gone 2 for 4. Jay So can win it, although he was not ultra sharp. He gave up 7 hits and 4 earned runs. And also Timo Perez has driven in 4 runs this evening against the Colorado Rockies. Nice to have you with us here on this weekend night at Shea Stadium. Tom Seaver, Dave O'Brien with you. And fans, be part of the team by joining the Mets Fan Club for Kids, presented by the Sports Authority and Newsday. Members receive an ID card, special club cap, a t-shirt, a birthday card, newsletters, and more. A 1-year membership is just $25. To join, just call 201-784-9600 or click on the fan club link at Mets.com and download an application. A win tonight, and the Mets have won 4 straight with Tim Duncan standing by, the NBA star, and not the greatest fans and supporters of the Nets, of course, but he's having a great time here.
Wake Forest?
Wake Forest man, yeah, the best player they've produced, right? Team USA plays tomorrow on MSG. Down at the Garden. That'll be at 12 noon. So he's going to have to get to work, and so is Raul Gonzalez, hitting .241 with a couple of home runs.
We're going to miss that tomorrow, aren't we?
You and I will. We'll be busy ourselves with the next game in this series. Adam Bonero comes out of the bullpen, the right-hander. Gonzalez a pinch batter, and then it's Cedeno and Reyes in the home half of the 7th. John Franco is warming up in the Met bullpen as we speak. So for Clint Hurdle, this is his 3rd man out of the bullpen because his starter, Shawn Chacon, who was such a big story for Colorado in the first half, when he won 11 games, and at one point he was 11-3. Chacon knocked off the hill after an inning in the 3rd, gave up 8 runs. He has not won in the second half of the season. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and Gonzalez fan.
Well, 33 pretty good, impressive pitches right there by Bonero. That's a slider, the last pitch. Threw 2 fastballs right by Gonzalez. Gonzalez is a good fastball hitter. Pulled the string there, and way out in front of the slider.
Now defensively, a couple of other changes. Juan Uribe stays in the game at shortstop. Tony Womack also remains in there, but he moves from short over to second. There's Uribe. And the batter, Roger Cedeno, celebrating his 29th birthday. And he started celebrating right away with a double in the first inning. He scored, he walked in the second, and he scored. He's 1 for 3 this evening. This series wraps up on Monday afternoon. And then the Mets hit the road for a 9-game trip. Going to be heading out west to San Diego and Los Angeles. Then back to the south in a series against the Atlanta Braves. You and I are going to be in Los Angeles, right?
We got 2 games in Los Angeles. That's correct. I think it's Friday and Saturday out there.
Yep, Friday and Saturday in the WB11 at Dodger Stadium. Still one of the most breathtaking ballparks, stadiums period, anywhere. Dodger Stadium. Cut out and missed by Cedeno.
Classic, isn't it?
Unbelievable. The first time I ever walked into Dodger Stadium as a young buck of a baseball announcer, about 25 years old, I said to myself, this is the big leagues.
This is it. So I went to school there. Oh, that got it right in the face. Oh, man, that's jawbreaker. Woo!
Cedeno will be safe at first, but indeed it nailed him on the side of the head. Around the face, it would appear. Question is, did it glance off the shoulder first, and is he okay? But arrow is up and got it pretty quickly for a line shot like that.
He didn't want to come out either. You're not going to let him see it. This is a line shot by Cedeno. Get the glove up, kid. Get the glove up. He didn't see it come off the bat. Lost it. He had the glove out in front of it. One of the things on that replay you saw, he got that hand. He's got the left hand glove hand out in front of the left hip, which is where it's supposed to be. And when you get hit like that, I always feel like the pitcher's gets the glove back behind his body and can't get there. But he actually had the glove in the right spot. And so I think he lost it. He just didn't pick it up. That line drive by Cedeno. He wants to stay in the game. No, I'm all right. Doesn't hurt. No, I'm fine.
Maybe a little bit of a cut there, but not much. Nothing like Justin Clem, the home plate umpire last night, on Jason Phillips' broken bat. The swing at the plate. It nailed him on the side of the head and required 3 stitches.
This is normal speed right here. I don't think he saw it off the bat. Again, the ball came right out of the uniform or right out of the bat, and he's going to stay in there. I don't think he got any leather on it at all. Man, it was just a glance off that right cheekbone or right jawbone. Look at it again. See if we get any movement on the ball before it hits him in the face. Line drive. You got to remember that, man, the pitching rubber is 60 feet 6 inches away. You deliver the ball, so you've eaten up another 5 feet. What's 60? The hardest I ever got hit was right here in this stadium.
You got hit in the
Richie, I got hit right in the chest. Richie Zisk, big right hand hitter for the Pittsburgh Pirates, 3-2 fastball. Boom, it hit me and knocked me right to the ground. The ball was right below me, and I got him out at first base. Joe Torre was the manager. He ran out to the mound, grabbed me, and he said, "Tom, don't get up." So I said, "Joe, I don't know which way is up right now." It was a 3-2. Richie just was a big right-handed power hitter for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yep. And he clocked me, and I got no leather on it. He would get right in the left chest.
Didn't break anything.
No. My ego a little bit was bruised.
Venero misses outside with that pitch, and the count 1-1. The first thing you think of when a guy gets drilled in the face and the head like this, Herb Score. First thing comes to your mind.
And I saw John Matlack here get hit by a Marty Perez line drive. And the Atlanta Braves were in town.
Little bloop shot down the right field line. That drops in for a hit. Cedeno rounding second. Reyes wants 2. He dives in headlong. Second and third and 1 down. Another hit for Jose Reyes. He is 3 for 5.
Now, how about the production at the top of the lineup for the Mets tonight? Cedeno started it off with a double. He has walked in at a single. Now Reyes with a very productive night again. 3 singles, an RBI, scored a run. Man, can he play?
Man, can he run? Here's Piazza. Ball 1. Another guy I remember getting drilled, and it had long-term effects as far as ending his career. Dick Pole. Remember Dick Pole?
Yep. Became a pitching coach after a while.
Yeah. Sooner than he'd like, I think. 1-0 pitch. He tried to check and did. 2-0. Mike in the ball game, 1 for 3. And an RBI single back in the first inning. That brought in Cedeno, who had doubled. He waves right through it. 2-1.
Look at the last pitch, an off-speed pitch, straight changeup. Piazza way out in front. As we said, Piazza a very, very good fastball hitter.
A single means 2 more RBIs for Mike. 2-2.
Look at a hanging breaking ball right there and missed that. It was such a bad pitch. I think he just flat missed it. How high was that? That was like a backup slider. No wonder the ball didn't break. Broke the wrong way.
Excellent speed on the bases for the Mets. Cedeno and Reyes. The 2-2. Another check swing, and it missed. Jose Reyes, by the way, on the homestand, 9 out of 14. Excuse me, 9 out of 18. He's right at 500.
He's sitting over 400 in that number 2 spot. Kind of the old adage. We're talking about lead off next year. Whatever. Name broke, don't fix it. That's
pretty cozy,
comfortable right there. Leave him right there.
Fouled away by Piazza.
Another big swing and off-speed pitch. You can see Piazza. One of the old theories of pitching. With a guy that's got great bat speed, the way Piazza does, slow the bat speed down. Off-speed stuff. Slow the bat head down, and they have done that. Even the changeup, sure, you got first base open, but a changeup 3-2. There are not many guys who can throw a fastball by Mike Piazza.
Two pitch just outside for ball 4. So Mike reaches for the 3rd time tonight. The bases are loaded for the 3rd time tonight. Here comes Hurdle. Cliff Floyd scheduled to hit next, and he's making the move right now. So the righty survives a shot off the face, but he will not get out of this inning.
This fall on The Frog, all about the Andersons is like a defining moment in history.
Hey, Pop.
He's the Titanic.
Been working out?
He's the iceberg.
No, but I've been looking for something to hit.
Anthony Anderson and John Amos.
Okay, me and Pops are caught up.
All about the Andersons. Fridays this fall, only on the WB11. Sundays this fall, only on the WB11.
The base is loaded for Cliff Floyd. Swinging on the first pitch, he drives a single into right field. Cedeno in. Reyes scores. The throw goes all the way to the backstop. Piazza goes to 3rd, and Floyd will jog into 2nd. So the Rockies not only give up the big hit, but they throw it around. 2 more runs in. 12-4 New York. Floyd, first ball swinging, comes up with his 3rd and 4th RBIs of this game and his 3rd hit.
Well, first pitch, look fastball, get fastball, and get yourself a couple of RBIs. And with Reyes on second base, even Larry Walker's got no chance of throwing him out at the speed of Jose Reyes. And congratulations, Mr. Floyd. Good hand, nice ovation by the fans here at Shea Stadium.
Marco Scudero is going to run for him at second base. Piazza over at 3rd, 1 out. And here's Jason Phillips. Fouled away. He took a swing, and that one ran in on him. Just the 1 out. They do charge an error on Larry Walker, the Gold Glover, as he misfired to the plate. Really had no chance whatsoever to get Reyes. That was a poor decision by a guy who doesn't make many of them. All smiles, Cliff Floyd. Cliff 3 for 3 last night, 3 more hits in this one. Does he look like a guy who needs surgery? I know he does, and I know he's been playing in pain all year, but he's swinging such a good bat right now.
Players die for these kind of spells, these kind of streaks, when they just everything just ball looks like a basketball coming up there, hit it in the dead center every time you swing at it.
Yeah, I really don't think, and I know this firsthand, having watched Cliff Floyd in broadcast games that he played in for years before he came to New York. I don't think New Yorkers have seen 3/4 of the player that he's going to be when he's healthy, because he's a guy who steals bases. And he's a guy who racks up 40, 45 doubles a year. And in a park like Shea Stadium, I thought he might have 50 doubles. And I think he will when he's completely healthy. Got a lot to look forward to in Cliff Floyd next year if he's healthy from opening day on, that you haven't seen yet. And he's such a fantastic athlete. 2-2 on Jason Phillips. The rookie has walked, singled, doubled, and walked again, so he has not been retired.
Well, that's why they want to get this thing with Floyd done, get it done now. As you're talking about the 5-month rehab. He's turning, he's turning the page. He's going into this, he's 30 years old, going to be 31 years old.
Grounded up the middle, nice sliding stab by Womack to throw on to first. That's in time for the second out, but Piazza scores. And his runaway continues, 13-4 New York. Another RBI for Jason Phillips. That gives him 3 tonight.
Well, the Colorado pitching staff has not fooled the New York Mets tonight. They've been right on everything. They've gotten a lot of high pitches with not much on it and hit them hard. They pounded out 13 base hits. Jason Phillips going, what are you playing there for? Move over. I don't hit the ball there. That's exactly. You're not supposed to be playing there.
It's literally a laugher.
You know what? It's fun to win 13-4.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Mets have not had many of those this year.
No.
But when you enjoy them and you get them, you might as well enjoy them.
Timo going for the downs, and why not? He has 4 RBIs tonight. Boy, it's nice to see some grins in that dugout.
Okay, it's not much fun to be 20 games under 500. I mean, and everybody barking at you.
0-2 popped up. Womack back, and he'll make the catch. Another big inning for the New York Mets. They scored 3 times and now lead it 13-4 over Colorado.
This summer, there's more than baseball going on at Shea Stadium. Anytime, any place, there's always time for reading. Join the Summer Reading Club at your local public library.
For those 13 runs for the New York Mets ties his season high. They also, in beating St. Louis 13-5 on August 3rd, had 13. Scudero remains in the ballgame at second base. A number of changes here for Art Howe and the Mets. Joe McEwing will move from second out to left field as Cliff Floyd is finished for the night. Raul Gonzalez will play right field. So Cedeno on his 29th birthday finishes up. And John Franco will be batting in the number 1 hole should it come to that. The Mets captain on the mound. He'll be facing 3, 4, and 5 here in the 8th. And right now the Mets enjoying things at Shea Stadium to the hilt as they bid for a 4th straight win. Cliff Floyd had himself quite an evening inside the batter's box moments ago with a 2-run single. 3 for 4. He also took a walk, scored a couple of times. Mike Piazza scored 3 times in the 3-hole. Jose Reyes has scored 3 times in the 2 spot, and Cedeno scored 3 times in the leadoff role. And it looks like it's headed this way, and the Mets closing in on a 4th consecutive win for the first time this year. Colorado will lose for the 6th time in their last 7 should they falter here tonight. Greg Norton at 262. We talked about the 15-game hitting streak of Jose Reyes. Well, as of now, St. Louis losing in the 9th inning 5-4 to the Philadelphia Phillies, but Albert Pujols has doubled him. He has just come up with a hit in his 30th consecutive game.
Wow.
Is he the best hitter you've seen this year?
Well, I don't know about that, but if he's not, he's right at it. I mean, I'm a big Gary Sheffield fan. I'm a big Bonds fan. Bonds is as good as there is, but it was very impressive when he was here playing the Mets. You know, and I was watching highlights. I don't know what it was. It couldn't have been last night, obviously, because the TV was out. No, it was 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago. Amazing how time goes when the lights go out. And then you say, well, haven't seen the light of day for a couple of times. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, it would crawl by as far as I was concerned.
Anyway, he got a hit first time at bat, and I don't know who they were playing. Inside that little flare single to right field. Just like this, well, if I need my base hit, I'll just hit a little single to right field. I can get it anytime I want it. And it made you think about Joe DiMaggio. Because this guy's got a swing, he can do it. You know, and he's not getting 1 for 4s. You know, he's getting his 2 and 3 hits. I mean, he is very, very impressive. And you know, people don't start talking about it yet, but he's that kind of hitter that can do it. He is very impressive.
Preston Wilson 0 for 3. He did pick up his 115th RBI with a ground out to second base in the 1st inning, and that is tops in the majors. Having a great time of things at altitude there in Colorado. He's having the biggest year of his career. He has hit 20 career home runs in 63 games against the Mets, his former club. He was a Met until May of 1998. Stings it. An easy play though for Reyes, and he darts it over there for the 2nd out. Let's check out the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard and the rest of the board now. Milwaukee with a win against the Pirates. Chicago gives up first place because Houston won. The Marlins a winner against the San Diego Padres. Keeping an eye on that wild card picture, Philadelphia. They have a 5-4 lead in the 9th inning. In the American League, Minnesota routing Kansas City. Texas laying it on the White Sox. That game is in the 4th inning. A little later, it'll be Detroit at Anaheim. Larry Walker 1 for 2 with a mammoth home run. Off the scoreboard, and it took out a light, which is going to have to be repaired after this game is over.
You remember, Dave, we were talking about this ball club when they were playing against Cincinnati, talking about the Mets playing Cincinnati, Milwaukee, and they lost 4 straight there to those 2 ball clubs who were having bad years. And you and I, we both made the same comment at the same time. This club's got to turn around because it's not going to get easy. We talked about that road trip that they were going to go on. There was, of course, they had St. Louis, and then they went on the road to Houston, Arizona. Then the Giants came back in. So they were playing, you know, the Cardinals, Astros, the Diamondbacks, Giants. I mean, those are 4 clubs that are postseason play clubs. And it wasn't going to get easier after those 4 that they lost against the 2 so-called humpies, the Reds and the Brewers. You know, they win this game, they're going to be 8-5 against in that string. And they did not turn tail and go home. I mean, they can stand up and be proud against that because those are not easy clubs. I mean, they go into Houston, they beat that ball club, Arizona, and they're holding their own against it. And that's going to make Reyes a better player. It's going to make Wigginton a better player. You bet that man right there is taking all this in. How do they play? How do they play when the chips are down? When it's not fun? When you're getting your rear end tanned. It's no fun to play loose. The guys, are they spitting the bit? No, they are not. You know, Art Howe has done a good job in keeping them with their focus right where it should be, right, and act as professionals when they come on the field.
Well, you want to have a good taste in your mouth when it does come to an end.
It's a long winter.
In September, right. Tommy Glavins's talked about that from a personal standpoint. He also means it on behalf of the team, and you know that's what they're playing for. A 2 bouncer out to Scudero. 1, 2, 3 go the Rockies. So it's on to the home half of the 8th inning here at Shea. The Mets on their way to a big win, 13-4. 13 runs on 13 hits for the Mets, 4 runs on 7 hits for Colorado. The second inning, 6 runs on the board for New York. And they've led by a pretty healthy margin throughout. Jay So can get the win tonight. A couple of changes now for the Rockies. Rene Reyes is the new center fielder. And the new pitcher is Justin Spire. He's got a live arm. And he'll be taking on the bottom 3 in the Met order here.
He's another one of those father-son individuals in the big leagues. His father, of course, Chris Spire, many years with the San Francisco Giants. Chris was a shortstop. Fine major league player.
Ty Wigginton will test him first. Still searching for their first hit. He is 0 for 3, batting .270. He and Jose Reyes have recently become the first pair of rookies in Met history to steal 10 bases each. Ty has 10 and Jose with 11. I have a feeling that that margin between the two will get a little more wider and wider and wider as the season progresses and the years roll by. The 0-1, he took himself a swing, nothing in 2.
Am I going to guess which way you're going about who's going to pull ahead in that race? Or
No, you
is
don't
it
have
going
to
to leave me hanging out here?
I think Mr. Reyes is going to be like Seabiscuit, boom, right
See
there.
you later, huh?
Head to head against War Admiral, boom. You still haven't seen the movie, have you?
Looking at the wrong end of the horse, is that what you're telling me?
Not for lack of effort from Ty Wigginton. You know, he'll run when he can and steal bases.
He can run a little bit, too.
A little bit.
For a big man, he can run.
But
I have not seen the movie.
This young fellow right here doesn't run. He flies.
Mike Piazza's bad to be back in the big leagues. Huh? Yeah,
that tells
that
it all.
rehab at AAA stinks, boys. Not fun. I would imagine Mr. Piazza be getting an off day tomorrow. Not Timo Perez. He's been up 7 times today and had seen 6 pitches. Know what I mean? He does that one at bat. He didn't even get to see a pitch. He swung 3 times before he got there.
It's as many as McEwing season 1 at bat. You know?
You'd hear that in the pitch. Listen, you went to the plate 6 times tonight. You only saw 5 pitches. What are you talking about? It's kind of razzing and stuff, and that happens when you win. Boy, and is it fun. And everybody loves to get in everybody's kitchen. Rattle them dishes around.
In there for strike 3 called, so a tough night for Ty Wigginton. If not for the rest of the Mets, he's called out on strikes. 0 for 4. Creeping up on 10 o'clock. And hey, don't miss the news at 10. It will be later than 10. But right after the game, right here on the WB11. Peter Thorne and Mary Murphy coming your way. 1 out, and here is Joe McEwing, who will wear out a pitcher. And tonight he's gone 0 for 3, but he took a big walk in the second inning. And they won't write about it tomorrow in the morning papers, but that's what started the rally, a 6-run explosion by the Mets. He had 4 hits in that inning. Down to get it, Atkins, the young third baseman out of UCLA, and he throws out Joe McEwing. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Sterling Mets and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of Sterling Mets or the UCLA Bruins.
That's what I knew it was coming. I said UCLA has to be part of this.
Is there Is there kind of a gentlemanly rivalry between Southern Cal and UCLA? So I'm from the East Coast, so I don't know anything about it.
Are there gentlemen that go to UCLA? Is that what you're telling me?
Right to the solar plexus. Raul Gonzalez hitting .240.
My sister went to UCLA.
She did?
Yeah.
Did you speak to her?
Probably every 7 years or so.
So it's a close relationship. I see. You're very tight. No, my brother went to Southern Cal Law, so he's
is that right?
Big Trojan. Yeah.
I have a sister went to Stanford. My brother went to Berkeley. My sister went to UCLA, and of course I went. Anybody doesn't remember, I went to USC, which we never speak about.
Never even discuss it.
Yeah, so we all hate each other.
Football seasons are tough for you guys, huh?
Yeah, 4 pretty good schools right there in California, each and every one of them.
Bases empty, 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets with a big 13-4 advantage over Colorado. The Rockies spinning out of any hope of being in the wild card race. Tony Clark hoping for a chance to bat tonight as he waits in the on-deck area.
That's exactly what he's thinking too, right there. He's thinking that scoreboard 3-2.
3-2, 2 out. Am I going to get in?
He wants an AB. Just give me an AB. Make my day and give me an AB. Come on, Juan, get on. We don't care. Doesn't make any difference how. He wants that at bat. Give me an at bat. Hitters love that.
Well, one more run would be a season high for the Mets. A 14th run on the scoreboard. Payoff pitch. Back off the pitcher. He kicks it to third, and it is going to be an at bat for Tony Clark. He is going to be allowed to swing. Gonzalez is on. Off Justice Spire, and he kind of kicked it over toward third.
Well, Raul Gonzalez in the hit parade. The Mets now with 14 hits in this ball game. Gonzalez came in the 7th inning and gets a single here, so he joins the hit parade, keeps it alive for Mr. Clark, who is very, very thankful.
Hitting in the number 1 spot, swings at the first pitch. He pops it up shallow left, and Payton closes the ground for the out. Side retired, 1 hit, 1 man left. It's 13-4 the Mets as we go to the 9th. Back at Shea Stadium, 13-4 the Mets rolling to their 4th consecutive win. 2 changes here for the Mets. Vance Wilson will likely catch tomorrow. He gets behind the plate here, and Dave Weathers is the pitcher. So Mike Piazza finishes up a 1-for-3 night with an RBI, walked twice and scored 3 runs. Jay Payton, the one-time Met, will dig in here. Nothing in 1 on him. He's hit 16 home runs and batting .308. In tonight's game, he doubled in the 2nd inning. He's also flied to center and grounded to short. The Rockies really scuffling coming in 5-10 over their last 15 games. It's the first time Colorado has been 2 games under 500 since the middle of June. Right now they're 61-63. They have not been 3 games below the break-even mark since June 1st. So this is their worst spell of the season, and it comes with a point of the season, Tom, where they needed to make a move, and they needed to win 5 or 6 in a row to get back into the wild card race. 7 games off that pace. A base hit up the middle for Payton, so he's 2 for 4. That's how the 9th inning gets started.
Well, I don't think the Colorado Rockies are going to do a whole lot of anything until they finally get their pitching organized. I mean, they had a couple of bad decisions in Nagel and Hampton that did not work out. Spent a boatload of money on that. Thought it was going to work. Everybody argues about it. I think you were talking about the other day about how they are starting to groom their pitchers in-house to get them ready to pitch in Colorado, as opposed to getting the veteran pitchers, you said, coming over there going, well, wait a minute, what is this?
Right. I think Shawn Chacon is a perfect example of that, although he got knocked around tonight. He was born in Anchorage, Alaska, but he was raised in Greeley, Colorado. That one lined out to left field and hauled in by McEwing, and Atkins is retired. So 1 out. And of course, Jason Jennings, the other big example of that. He's 10-10 right now, the Rookie of the Year from a season ago. News at 10 coming up as soon as we finish up here tonight at Shea Stadium. Charles Johnson is 0 for 3. He looks at strike 1. Home plate umpire tonight, who's been standing behind CJ and Mike Piazza, and now right behind Vance Wilson, Tim McClellan. Tim McClellan, who has been on the umpiring crew to work 2 of the most controversial moments in baseball history, at least recent history. The George Brett Pine Tar game. He was the home plate umpire then, and the Sammy Sosa cork back game. Also worked that one. He's seen some things.
I think Tim McClellan said, well, I've been here before. I can handle this.
0-2 misses the corner. 1 down, a runner on. 13-4. The Mets with a big lead. They scored twice in the first, 6 in the second. A run in the fourth, a run in the sixth, and 3 more in the seventh. David Weathers pitching tonight, a guy who used to pitch to the man he's trying to get out, Charles Johnson, back in their South Florida days. He'd love a double play grounder right here. He ran that pitch inside too far, and it's 2-2.
Could be a good game tomorrow. We should get a good one. Jennings and Leiter. That should be good.
It'll be a dandy.
Yeah. Well, Leiter pitching very, very well.
Did he hold it? He did. 3-2. No, this would be the first win for Jae-Young So since the middle of June. He worked 5 innings tonight, surrendering 7 hits and 4 runs. The Mets got him 6 in the second inning, and they handed him an 8-1 lead.
Well, we talked about, okay, is he going to pitch this 5 innings? The other part, Art, the point you made, let's just get it to 1 step at a time. Get him a win. Just get that, it's been 6 weeks or whatever it's been. He hasn't had a win. Just get him a win. Let him walk in there and win. And then maybe next time out, let's get him and stretch him, do 6 innings.
High fly into deep left field, but catchable as McEwing backs up. And just shy of the track, he takes it for out number 2. Once again, we'll be on the air tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The Rockies and the Mets, a series that will end on Monday afternoon. Join us right here at Shea Stadium. Dave O'Brien, Tom Seaver. And our terrific crew working the Mets and the Rockies, and then we'll be with you again next weekend in Los Angeles. Following that at Dodger Stadium. That one fouled back by Uribe. Juan Uribe hitting .246 with 6 home runs. This is the guy who's been a regular shortstop the last 2 years for Colorado. Makes a lot of spectacular plays. Also makes a lot of errors. Bounded to Scudero, and that will do it. That's your ball game. And for Art Howe and the Mets, a walkaway win, 13-4 over the Colorado Rockies. And for the first time this season, the Mets have won 4 straight games.
Feeling better about themselves all the time, too. Well, they should carry it into next year. Take a look at our GM turning point. The Mets scored 6 runs in the second inning, and they got 4 RBI singles. Reyes, Floyd, Jason Phillips right up the middle, and Timo Perez on the first pitch. And they put a big crooked number, a 6 spot after scoring 2 in the first. Our GM turning point of this ball game.
3 more hits, 3 for 5 for Jose Reyes, and a victory for Art Howe and the Mets.